Ladies and gentlemen, today, welcome to the Knights of the Round Table podcast. We were gone for the last 3 weeks. Life, card games, and the biggest surprise, this is Lux's freaking VTuber debut.
Yeah, but I guess we're gonna call it a debut today. Welcome, everybody.
All
Like
jokes
uh,
aside,
like
he
Lewis
is
said, this
not
is the
becoming a
roundtable meeting
VTuber. It's just more of a joke. He we
for now.
we might be all doing it sooner or later. It's going to be very much up to how the group feels. Right now, our next person that says he was okay with doing it has been Valhalla. We're going to try to find him a robot one if he wants to really get into it. But we're doing it luck so you can have some seeing emotions. Because especially with this episode, we're going to have a lot of emotions. Because today
hmm
we have a tier list on the best starter deck to have, not the structure deck, starter deck. What you spend money on the deck is the best way to get is this deck tier the best tier to play to start pay this amount of money and this is the best deck to play. That will be it. But first, 3 days ago, Bandai chose to do a ban list, and
Yep,
it's time for
effective
us to talk about
September
this.
1st of this year.
It's time for us to talk about this ban list.
So we start with the
Let's
officially
start with
banned
the
card.
easiest one. Kota, the easiest of all the ban lists. It is the Seiyo and Ko. We don't play this deck, so we have no real feelings about this card. Besides, it was annoying,
It looks nice.
but it was annoying.
hmm
We know a lot of people. We do know one player who played Light Fang Nightclaw deck, the Night Fang Nightclaw deck.
Yeah, it was something. It was
Yeah.
red and blue. That's all I can remember. It
So
wasn't a pure version of the deck either. So
it wasn't even the reason it got banned wasn't even because of like you said wasn't even very pure. So we're gonna now go into the first
what
of
they said officially, or our opinions of it.
our first. Let's start with the first limit. We're gonna obviously it looks like they're hating all the zero cards, like you said earlier. Gravity
Yep. If you look back to the previous ban list that happened effectively of March of 2024,
five, five,
5. See, this is why he's the captain. He got these numbers right. Most of the older zero cost cards like Light Ray and
Black
Blinding
Raid,
Light and Jack Raid.
correct?
That was the cards.
Yeah, they got hit.
Yeah, those two got restricted to one. And if I remember recently, they did the same to Hammer Sparks.
Yep, that happened last year.
So, as a hater of Hammer Sparks, getting hit by 3 Hammer Sparks in the same game, same turn, and my opponent just looks at me with his crap eating grin. I'm looking at you, Zudomon. Mm. I'm glad that they're finally putting a restriction on him. I do feel bad for those that didn't spam him, Zudomon players over there, but it was necessary. Because if you leave a zero cost card at 4, something's wrong. Someone's going to exploit it. And that's exactly what it did with Gravity Crusher,
As
which was
somebody
a
who
zero
played,
cost
sorry for
option
interrupting.
card
Somebody who
back
played
since BT1.
sorry, for someone who has played Emperor Greymon, somebody who has used 4 Gravity Crush on Lux to try to win a game, which it didn't work, it's still something that you don't want to see because I did scare him. He just got very security lucky that that it was an option card.
That's because, unlike most players, even in Digimon, I believe in the heart of the cards
Yeah.
and the ability to build a deck properly.
Well, he did build a deck properly. It just got the heart of the cards. I built my deck property. He even agreed. We both even agreed because this was a tournament that he got that he got lucky. I'm like, yeah, I lost that round, lost to him. Couldn't even get mad. So, for my honest opinion, I have to agree. There's no way you can keep Gravity Crush on the in just at 4. And even though we know Gravity Crush wasn't because of just being generally good in a lot of decks, it was abused. But we will talk about later. I still do agree with Lux that I kind of am happy that Gravity Crush is no longer. The next card as well that got hit that is a 0 cost was Parabolic Junk. I don't know. I don't know a lot how many black decks were really playing it, but I'm assuming this
Many of
is a
it.
pre-hit, so it doesn't get affected, or it's being played right now.
Uh, I mean, for those that may not pay attention or those that don't really care about these zero cost, not popularized cards, this zero cost black card gave main one of your Digimon will gain an effect. The effect was on deletion, gain 2 memory. Now, if you play a deck that you says, hey, I need to delete my own guy in order to do something, this is great to get that extra memory boost.
Daisy
Especially
Police,
if on deletion gain 1. If I was being a cheeky son of a gun, and
you play this in
I
Alpha
would
Mon. You
have
would play
this
this in
at
Alpha Mon.
I would play this at 2,
You would have
maybe
played this in
3
Alpha Mon at two.
if my
I
deck
know for a
revolved
fact you
around
would have
me
played this in
trashing.
Alpha Mon at two. You would have sneaked that in. And I would have not seen that until you played that on me.
Yep. Now there are certain black decks that delete themselves, or there are certain machine-based decks that really need cards to the hit trash regardless. Then this is the card for you. Especially if you have a card on your side of the field that no,
Surprisingly,
especially if you have a card
surprisingly
that needs to get deleted.
Machine German doesn't play Parabolic Junk. Well, the decks I've seen don't, so that was nice. But I do agree that this could be played in Machine German. He's right.
Machines, maybe some toolboxes, maybe even some dolls here and there.
Now,
But deleting your own card to do this effect is also pretty good, especially if that card has effects in trash. For Gravity Crusher, my statement still stands.
uh,
There's a
I would
purely good reason
Lux
why this card hadn't
flip
get
the
hit.
room one more time.
Flip the
Yeah, you
room.
can't. They can't see your poster.
Oh, my bad. Let me because I did mirror. All right, how about that?
Better. All right, so we're gonna be talking now. The actual first hit we care about, Gilmon. The Gilmon, as you can see, Lux is a
Say
Gallantmon
it so.
player.
And proud of it, as sees the poster.
Yeah. So, but this, to be
Just
fair, we both know that he only plays this at 1, and even I agree in his thing. You only really need it at 1 in a pure Galamon deck because you could just so you can be able to win game by warping or just going for game. We both know this.
however, I wouldn't play this at 1.
You do play
This
this at 1,
guard is good, is a decent play at 2. And if you're really in a budget, play it at 3.
right? But now
And if
it's
you
restricted to
truly
1.
are desperate, it's a very good dead uh raising Digimon.
Well,
And he's specifically needed for a very good combo in Gallantmon pure decks, especially when you have Growlmon as well.
all right. We're gonna start first
Granted,
with the
no
Gilmon
one really
because
uses
obviously
Ix
what's happening.
3.
So what is happening right now, and this is we're gonna have to. This is the thing that we have confirmed. The reason the Gilmon and the next card Growlmon both are been hit to 1 was because it wasn't because of Gallantmon. They don't
Of course
play
not.
them as much in Gallantmon.
You
You'd be
don't do no
surprised.
wrongs.
Lux, you do, but you are the other percent because you see how powerful they are, and that's why they don't expect. They expect different combo,
What?
and that's why you win more games.
Nah,
Don't Nami. This man goes
nah,
into a
man.
tournament with one Crimson mode and one freaking Omnimon.
Omnimon.
The the one that the old
That's because I was
BT5
all on a
Omnimon,
budget. I
right?
couldn't afford another Crimson mode.
You sold the Crimson mode
Yeah, I sold one,
and kept
made
the other.
bank, got a bunch of other parts needed.
Yeah.
Then I bought another Crimson mode and got it the same day before the tournament. And I still didn't put it in the deck
Yeah.
because Toolbox Omnimon Rush for Game is still a great
The
viability
man
until
literally
they.
got third place in a tournament. No, fifth place in a box tournament. He
Yep,
should have been
but
third.
that's a
He should have been third. We're not going to get into that tournament. We're not going to get that's a whole different rant.
we're yes, we're currently on why
Gilmon is
EX3 Guilmon and Growlmon are restricted to one,
yeah.
and the answers may surprise you.
Unless you play the deck, unless you've seen this, it's Phoenixmon. With some other small decks like Leviathamon, Beelzemon, but it's really Phoenixmon.
I'd say
Phoenixmon,
Phoenixmon and Leviathan.
Leviathan
Although I
doesn't
need to
use,
see a Phoenixmon deck when we get a chance.
but
But we'll do that off podcast.
it's mostly Phoenixmon.
Yep, because remember, EX4 Guilmon is basically for those that play the game, it's a rush card. And a very good rush card, especially mid to late game,
Yep.
because you can just drop them on the field, have a little bit of memory to spare, and smack your enemy.
Or if you just, or if you have, or if you freaking mill, you can get him into the trash and then play him from the trash.
Yep. And his on play effect will still go off because of that. Because most decks don't play most decks do not play cards and effects that neutralize on play effects. Not anymore. Unless you're really cheeky about it.
This also goes into Groundmon. Again, Groundmon on paper would be good. Again, he does this because he likes to be cheeky, a cheeky little freaking Digi Destin who likes to go and says he's not a threat. Well, he just deletes gets security attack +1, wipes half my freaking security, and tells me
Mm-hmm.
into my face, I'm not a threat.
Because you don't have any video evidence or proof of that
I have
until
multiple
I get
proofs.
my Digimon
I
lawyer.
got multiple
Uh,
people who can. I can go to a
Zenmon.
whole car shop and ask you how many times have you versus
Nope.
Lux, and he just says, "Yeah, he did this out the blue, and I wasn't expecting it."
And unfortunately, all those witnesses will say, and I quote, "Nah, they expected it. They just couldn't stop it." Anyway, we're getting off topic.
They're
Growlmon
not going
is a
off
great.
topic because this we're still talking. We are talking about Gamon and Groundmon.
Listen, my lawyer Guilmon here says otherwise, but that's besides the point. So, I'm not a threat. We have everything here. Unfortunately, as a Gallantmon player, I hate to see my stuff get hit, but that just means we're that good.
The problem is you didn't get
Especially
hit though.
since,
Yes, this affects you to a certain degree, but you don't play these cards at a high level, so you don't. It's not where you super getting you're getting hurt.
it still hurts. I hate to see my stuff get hit.
Well, right. And then when we get to the next stuff, you're gonna hear me go even worse.
Yeah.
But honestly, do you think if it's because the card that they're going to sticking with Phoenixmon deck is Guardianmon X. It's obviously they do see that Phoenixmon is a deck that they are concerned about.
Well, they made the deck, so it sold well, and to make it sell well, you got to make it viable in card game, and it was viable enough to be a huge set that they crippled one Guardiamon.
Well, guards no, they
Now,
crippled Phoenixmon by hitting
yes,
Realmon and Gilmon, and then Guardiamon X. It is just that this deck was on another tier that they weren't expecting. I don't expect. I expected they expected this to be a fun deck, that a tier 2 deck you could bring this to locals, but not to this to be where it's a tier 1 deck.
like I have to see a Phoenix Mon deck before I give my opinion on it, but just reading the effects on this guy, it's pretty good, especially if you're playing the
You
Bergermon
can literally play Groundmon,
combos.
and since you're gonna have more than 10 on the field, he's gonna have Rush.
Oh, they could have also gotten rid of him because a red rush deck that builds wide is scary.
Yes, and you have to be mindful. This is why Gravity Crush got hit. It was because of Phoenixmon. Oh, 100%.
Well,
I already knew this. I already knew that it was because of Phoenixmon. Gravity Crush is the reason, because this is the Gravity Crush got hit, Groundmon got hit, and Gilmon got hit because of Phoenixmon. Now, I also am on the sense that I do think this card Gravity Crush should have gotten hit at the same time. They should have just hit all the 0 cards at the same time, so no one can complain. Because when Hammer Smash
yeah,
got hit, like yes,
but
we were complaining it because it was good in Imperial Dramon. Right?
I mean it was.
Yeah, I mean, like every time it got hit, every time any of the 0 cards got hit, it was because it was good in a certain at the current format deck.
Even in the current format, it was just it stayed under the radar, which is how most good cards usually do, which is why I like buying random loose packs because I get to see what's around.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know when you find a weird gem of a trash card. Heck, that's why even though X Antibody was the greatest option card for most X Antibody decks, I
So
didn't play it in most of my
so
decks.
what? So the
I didn't
combo
play it in
for
Gallop, and I didn't
Gardevoir
play it
X
in
is
Beelzemon.
okay. So the combo for Gardevoir X
That's what I
is
need. I need a
return
Beelzemon
Gilmon to
poster.
your hand. Then then since you return Gilmon to your hand, you can one of your Digimon gains Rush, and then you can play Gilmon, and then he gains Rush. And this is being mindful. You're gonna have over a lot of memory because you have Gravity Crush.
Correct.
So that's the combo, and
Mm-hmm.
then they go into Phoenixmon X Antibody, and then they just be like, okay, we're gonna blitz, and it's just gonna be just constantly, and then just delete, replay, and continue doing the same shit over and over again. Now, do I think so? Is this a? Do you think this is a Phoenixmon problem, or do you think it's a Konami problem? I'm on a Konami problem.
I was gonna say, don't say that. I don't want to get struck down by the Ojamas.
Oh, Bandai. Bandai
Yeah, I was
from
gonna say you're. It's like Bandai, the ones that gave us Dragon Ball, the ones that gave us
yeah.
Digimon,
I do apologize. I will
and
do this often if you haven't paid
they're about to
attention.
get us
I,
nuked. Also, I went out of my way to grab Phoenix Mons. Is it just Phoenix Mon X Antibody, or is it just Phoenix Mon in general?
Phenomon X anybody. They don't use Phoenixmon.
Ah,
Some decks do,
because
some
the one
decks don't.
Digivolve
Some
thing
decks use the
Blitz to
promo
return
Gallantmon,
Phoenix Mon
like
X
I'm seeing right
Antibody
now.
underneath
Some
this
use or
boy.
Yukin mode.
Attach ended attacks
Mm-hmm.
to oh nah
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
no
Yeah. For those who don't know, he is reading the Phoenix
okay.
Fun's end of the attack. So I will read it for you guys. Excuse me, I'm not the best reader here. Unless Lux, would you like to read it?
Because I'm looking at BT16 Phoenix Mon X
That's the one
antibodies
that is being
effects.
used. That's the one that is the only Phenom-
while or has X antibody in its traits. Attach end of attack to all of your Digimons on deletion effects. And then on deletion or attached to or end of attack, you may play 1001 Digimon with 1000
For
with
avian,
11k
bird,
DP
beast, animal, sovereign, or any other sea animal
or
in
sovereign
one of its
other than
traits.
sea animal. So you can't use any of the ocean type
You're right.
mons for this. In one of its traits from your hand without paying the cost. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP than the effect Digimon played.
And then you play Gargemon X.
So,
Then you play Gargemon. Then you'll play Gargemon. So then you'll
mhm,
once you play Gargemon, then you play Gargemon X on top of it.
yeah, that's kind of busted
Yeah.
because Gargemon on play, then you do his on plays. Everyone gets their effects popping off
You play Gargemon, then you
unrestrictedly.
play for zero cost Gargemon X, and yeah, basically. And then this is how you
Mhm.
cycle your stuff.
Man, that's kind of busted. I know someone who who had played this who had played this deck, gave up on it, and if they just stuck to this deck, they would have had more reason to complain
Yeah.
after having a couple wins under their belt,
You we literally built the deck for
at
this
the very
person,
least.
and this deck is this is what the deck needed.
Hmm. It needed believe it to believe it to a adventures Digimon to get some help from a tamer's Digimon.
Now my question is this a Bandai problem or is this a player problem? Is it that we got that they didn't fix it with their own stuff that we had to go outside of the archetype to fix the problem, or is it that Bandai is trying to keep the power creep to a certain point so they can so they don't have to hit stuff?
Well, they'll hit stuff regardless. Well, I'm gonna be real with you.
W-
Unless they
Welcome to
made
the
all
video,
Digimon
Valhalla.
cards.
Welcome to the video.
Oh, hey, Valhalla. So the issue we have here is that Bandai, for all they're doing, praise be praise be our Digimon card games, they will try their absolute best to fix the mess that we make. Because I'm gonna be real, not all Digimon cards are restricted by typing, but by color requirements. So as long as we have typings and we don't have the restriction of, I guess, like series that they came from, then we're good.
Right. I have moved it down so
But
Valhalla can be able to type, so we don't have to keep going scrolling up and down.
perfect because I'm over here just staring at everything, looking at cards.
So right now
So yeah, what I'm
we're
saying
talking
is
about Valhalla. We are talking about the ban list. We're talking about Phoenixmon X Guildmon deck. So the question that we just did and that Lux just said, I would also like you to repeat it one more time because I don't think I was fully paying attention. I do admit because I was adding stuff forward. Is this a
oh,
Bandai problem or is this a player problem? Because the question I ask is it Bandai trying to keep decks in check so they can try to control the meta, or is this that we are being too creative? And now that we're being too creative, they're punishing us for our creativity.
both. Bandai for not having the foresight to know that we as the players, we will break anything and everything if it means we can win a game. We will find rules, we'll find stipulations, we will find the fine prints. They're doing their best by making as many rulings as possible and giving us timings and placements like attack initiation, attack target, and then blocking target, blocking timing, and counters. But we'll still find a way. to do what we want. Phoenix Mon is one of the many examples of you don't need to build the full archetype to pop off. You just need to have a little bit of ingenuity, some Yu-Gi-Oh ruling of grab an engine and start going burr, and there you go. Phoenix Mon had to use a bit of Geomon supports, and because of that, Geomon got restricted. Its own card got restricted, but it should still be able to play viably with
Uh,
other options.
so
No,
Valhalla said there is no such thing as being too creative. Well, you know what I mean by being too creative. Like, is it because we worked around what they planned to do? Because we've seen this before.
it's because we all came from different card game backgrounds. Y'all have played Yu-Gi-Oh, and
So did you?
Yu-Gi-Oh is just coding with cardboard.
Yeah. So did you?
Y'all understand? Yeah, but this isn't about me. This is about players that play these card games. I've dealt with y'all's bull crap. I played Vanguard. My brain said, "Okay, funny card, cool card,
We're
big drag
we're
kill,
not gonna
brr."
we're not gonna bring Vanguard into me. So Valhalla says, I repeat, there's no such thing. That's a Bandai problem if they didn't test their cards appropriately. And then okay, so I'm gonna have to. So now I'm gonna bring this into it because now we have two separate spectrums. Because I'm gonna respectfully before you continue type file, let me ask now adjust the question for for you guys to answer now. Do you believe that with how Bandai have been releasing products, especially how fast they've been releasing products, they haven't they don't have enough testers to see if they can or they're not testing too much in advance, or they should bring in and I believe like some companies, video companies, will be bringing testers, bringing in players to test new cards and see where you can be creative and with certain stuff to see how you can work around it or fix the problem before release. I will allow Lux to talk while you type. Lux?
If if card companies allow players to be, helping them stress test everything, then that'd be pretty cool. As long as they have a broader horizon on who they bring in, because let's say they bring a bunch of people from Japan to try out their metas versus everyone in America.
Right.
Because let's be real, whatever Japan does, we'll probably copy and put an American spin on it. In other words, drop a big explosive fireball on an enemy and call it a day.
Okay, I get it. I
Other
get
than
it.
that,
And this man's still mad at me with
I
the Gaia
believe they need,
Force.
and I'll keep that grudge to my grave. I'm as petty as anyone else can be. As my guy is glitching out with his eyes again. Gosh darn it. Okay, so like I was saying, yes, the Digimon card game should have some player testers with actual player feedback, which I bet they do, just not like in a large pool of people, or maybe they don't and they just read it all on a paper and say, I think they won't break this right here. So, other than that, yes, they need to get testers, and if they do have testers, they need a broader horizons and even promote it. Like, if you have a tester, let them sign the NDA or whatever, give them like a little promo stuff and call it a day. Let them review the cards and give them open opinions, as long as it's not heavily restricting. I do say again, they're just human. We're gonna have cards get banned regardless. At least it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh, where stuff gets just thrown out of the game entirely, and we have to buy another $30 card and $190 set just to play the game.
So what Valhalla has said
Besides,
has, I'm sure they have testers. My guess is that they print such powerful cards to sell sets using power creep. This isn't anything new. Pretty much every card game does it to some extent. Now, this is the problem. This this is not. This is actually just a delayed thing. A lot of the stuff that we're talking about has been released for probably a year now and hasn't really seen field because of current
light of
current
day.
format because people just thought of it as of recently in the last couple of months to the last I want to say 6 months because has been
Hmm.
how Phoenix Mon has been looking like for a while. So this goes to the fact that these are this is the a lot of the Phoenix Mon deck is really old. BT16, the most with some are using promo Gallantmon, some are used, and then obviously some are using Alphamon or you can Ace BT20. But the rest of the deck are stuff from, and then you're using Gilmon BT21. So obviously some of the stuff is obviously new, but a lot of the engine has been used and then it's just gotten better. Now we're not saying that Phoenix Mon is the like this is not like saying this is a tier 0 format where we know. And for those who don't understand tier 0 format, the only deck that is compatible to play it during this format would be insert deck here. For Digimon, Blue Hybrid during the Hybrid era. So that's an example of tier 0. It was the best deck. It was the only deck you could play, and literally people were playing road decks just to beat it, and then Blue Flare just Blue Hybrid brought in brought in another level 5 just to stop that. So that's gonna be and that was another Blue Hybrid card. So that's gonna be the honest truth. I think the thing is, and this is gonna be very honest, is that I think they're trying. I think because people are using older cards, A.E. Growlmon and Gilmon, they said, you know what, we are going to hit the deck. Now, does this now, in my honest opinion, does this make any sense? Yes, but I do agree with you. It is a Konami problem, but I do also agree that it is a creativity problem. But where this is the thing is, where does create a where why hasn't Konami been able to predict this? Because this
You
is
mean
you're
Bandai?
obviously creating the cards. You're doing prior creep, but it's not working. It's just not working. Because if you look at the formats, when you bring, because we're gonna talk about newer cards for about power creep, because we're gonna talk about it. That's coming out. If they're going to hit old strategies, they might as well just be honest and come right out and say that the game is on rotation. Honestly, okay, now that's a whole different topic. I have never played a rotation format game, so I don't know if Digimon can survive on a rotation.
It won't.
Oh, I believe it sucks.
At least not money wise.
It's so it sucks. Okay, what do you say, Lux?
I said I don't think they could, unless we're comparing a rotation format to like Pokemon.
I
But
don't know. I don't. I
I
never
think
played
Valhalla
Pokemon
has
card
more
game.
insight on this than me.
I never played the Pokemon card game,
Because
so I can't really say. And I'm assuming Valhalla is talking about Magic, or am I wrong? One Piece got rotation. Wow.
so for the idiot, i.e., me, could you please elaborate on what a rotation is, and then we'll have Clue read it out loud for the audience.
So One Piece, he's saying that One Piece is in a rotation format. It's not like Digimon where the new sets things they play in a rotation. And
Hmm.
the game, he played a little bit of Magic the Gathering and Force of Will.
Oh yeah, the next time I have to bring in the Panda Force,
Yes,
and use the Infinity
Lux and
Stones.
Valhalla do
But
play Force of Will still. Leave them be.
if I
They
ever
enjoy the
bring
card
my
game. That's
cards,
the whole point. You enjoy it, you play it, no questions. Anyone has a problem, they gotta go. They could go complain it to someone else.
they can go out. They can go out in space and practice breathing.
You heard him. Uh, but obviously Valhalla has something being because this is I don't know because honestly I don't know if Digimon can last on rotation. I don't think so. But then again, I never play rotation format, so I when it comes to rotation, I just don't know enough about rotation. And I'm gonna be very honest with you, I just don't know enough to put my 2 cents.
Hmm. Honestly, as long as they don't do like a card, like a set expiration date, like if BT1 is no longer viable in any current Digimon formats, I think that's the only thing that will really drop their game. Like, I understand if they don't make the prints
They
anymore,
do power
but
creep. They
people still
definitely
have
do
the
power
cards as
creep, just like
collections.
Konami with Yu-Gi-Oh. So that's not a question. It's vastly different though from Yu-Gi-Oh. That's the other thing.
Well, it's vastly different in the sense of Yu-Gi-Oh has archetypes, elements, and base typings, and cards with specific subtype subtype classes.
No, I'm not even talking
Digimon
about. I'm talking
has
about power creep in
colored
general because even though we don't
archetype
have all of that, we do have
and
parts of that.
series,
I am
but we can still mix and match because of color requirements
right,
and pseudo archetype.
right.
Sorry,
Like a big
sub
example of that is
subclass
Phoenix Mod. Look at
subtypings.
Phoenix Mod. It's literally just half
It,
Tailmon and Groundmon. The rest is
well,
just
it's like one third of its one third because there is because Phoenixmon touches all bird types and some of the animals, minus sea animals. Whereas the forgot which one, but the blue one touches all sea animals, but doesn't touch like
no.
avians. And then
So
there's like a green
Phenomon
one that touches
X
most
C
beasts.
uh does all sovereign avian birds, beasts, animals, sorry, other than sea animals and one. Yeah, like you said. Yeah, no
Yeah,
seedling
because
animals.
apparently the sovereigns is something all of the base types can use, except for like plants, because they don't mention plants, they don't mention mutants, they don't mention alien, they don't mention dragon, dragonoid, or sauruses, which draws into the dinosaurs.
But it go like I
Cyborg,
said, this
machine,
goes to the thing
doll,
that it goes to the thing because it
demon, evil, demon lord, and great demon lord are their own subtypes. So yeah, Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh have those similarities with multiple types, archetypes, and subtypes.
but then it goes to what I was
Pokemon is
saying.
just color go burr.
Color does definitely goes better, but I'm also saying that this is a that again these hits like oh like this is yes this is a problem, but is it a problem that it should be? I don't know. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Valhalla. I will read this out loud. A rotation is where you'll generally have something like a cluster. A cluster is a few sets of cards that are related generally by lore and by the time they're released. A cluster is generally released over the course of a year or two. Generally, only 1 to 2 clusters are allowed to be legal simultaneously, that being the previous cluster and the newest one. This leaves you with a constantly changing card pool of limited size. Occasionally, cards will be reprinted into new clusters, meaning you can continue to use cards, but generally, this isn't the case for most of the majority of cards. It is a way for companies to constantly get you to buy new product without having to rely on a ban list or power creep as heavily. Cap, but this doesn't mean that the power creep won't occur, just that it isn't necessary because you're working with a limited card pool. And the newest set might give you the cards you need to get that strategy. Isn't that just some marketing bull? That's some. Okay. So I'm glad we don't have rotations in any of the card games we play currently,
Thank
knocking
God.
on wood.
But then you're saying that One Piece is on rotation. We don't play One Piece. We were thinking about playing One Piece, me and the Lux.
I just want to collect the cards, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
I
with
want to
you. I'm
build a
just
deck
thinking,
with
man.
funny cards go brr. But it's a Bandai game. Bandai, don't do this. I will quit card games.
Look, I played Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball wasn't even on a freaking rotation battle. So I'm trying to figure what the heck. But One Piece is that is crazy. I'm happy that Digimon isn't because Digimon wouldn't be able. You would not be able to do Digimon on a rotation battle.
However, I just realized something crazy.
What?
Uh, Clue.
Yeah.
You, somebody once, may he go through what he has to do, and I play Pokemon, the video games.
Yep.
Pokemon's video games is basically a rotation
Yeah.
because each generation they bring in a couple of new Pokemon here and there and a few of the old ones. But then you also notice not a lot of the older ones are in the same generation.
Yeah.
So in tournaments and competitive, only a few Pokemon are part of the power creep. And only a few of
Also, if
them
you
help you
guys
out.
want, because we do have a Pokemon D&D campaign. We're waiting for Pokemon Champions to release to continue it. If you guys want to see that live or as a video, let us know because we definitely will record it for you guys to see it. Okay. Valhalla said, I suppose I should also mention that some people like rotation because no deck will stay in meta forever. Personally, I feel like Bandless solves that problem better than rotation. Base game usually have the balance anyway. Well,
Hmm.
again, I agree with you because, but then sometimes it's like it's a pain in the ass. Konami, sorry, that cough. It was a bad cough.
I'll say, Konami, you know what you did. Me and Rusty, we remember what you did. Someone hand me a PNG of Rusty. I'm gonna have him as a poster and what a
Yeah, it
in
wasn't
cards we
even.
trust.
Yeah,
I
I
will write
know.
that up there soon.
Yeah,
All for a freaking unicorn. I'm still holding you against it. And I had no choice but
continue.
to start building a Dark Rebellion deck. And it popped off in Yugimons in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Not sponsored.
No, Match to
Anyway,
do.
I'm to-
He was Match to do.
anyway,
Look.
I'm
So right,
torn because
for those
rotate.
who don't know, I'm gonna do a quick. This is a quick thing on the thing for people who don't know because you guys probably don't. We don't really talk about it.
Valhalla
Lux
loves to
won't
throw
go
hands.
on Master Duel because he doesn't. Because at when Master Duel first did came out, he beat me with his Dark Rebellion Dragon 1200 over 1200, not even 1200. Oh, it's like 12,000, right? It was a big ass number, and
Hmm.
he beat me. And then he says he's running away for the reason B. We were playing Vanguard, and I told him I'm a better Vanguard player than him. And he says because we both played the same deck. I beat
Praise
him with a
be
generic
Kaguro.
Dragon Lord, Dragon Overlord
You
deck,
basically
Waterfall
beat
deck,
me with a structure with a barely functioning framework of Kaguro. Your main monster, and I quote, was
Waterfall Dragon.
Waterfall, which again, if they ever banned Waterfall, I would have thrown hands.
Yeah, I beat
But
him
they
with
didn't.
Waterfall, and he was
Waterfall
like, "I want my rollback." This is my view. I was in college at the time. I said I retire. I gave him my deck, and I walked away. Never playing Vanguard
let's
again.
go.
The reason I have not really played Vanguard again isn't because I hate the game. I love the game, but they reboot the game
Mm.
so many times.
And keep in mind, rebooting is different from rotation, which after reading what Valhalla said, I'm torn. I think rebooting has its merits. Banlists have their merits, but there's too many negatives
And I
in a
will
ban
say,
list.
as much as anything, this does, even though we're talking about this, and you will feel like this has nothing to do with the part. I still feel like this is still goes to the thing because this is actually a perfect example. Valhalla says it's similar to rotations. I kind of have to agree with Valhalla because it's like because a lot of this is a big reason why I stopped playing Vanguard. I don't hate Vanguard. Man, you can ask Lux, you can ask Valhalla. I will watch them play a Vanguard game. I will ask them what's the best deck. Like I'm thinking of getting back, and then every time I think of going back, they reboot the game. They reboot the game minute I was thinking of coming back, and I was not even gonna. I was gonna not go into Kagero, but they didn't even have Kagero. It was just dragons. I was not. So I was trying to find a deck, and then they rebooted it again. I'm like, honestly, Vanguard. This is the honest opinion, and if I was to versus Lux again for Vanguard, I would want to be able to make a deck that I feel more comfortable with. That would still be Kagero, and I would like to get it at max power, and for us to go hands
Also,
on hands. Lux knows this,
also I'd like
and
to
I know this, but this is the but with that's another thing. What I If a card game starts rebooting too many times, I will drop it. I don't know about you guys, but I would 100% drop it. If Digimon says we're going to do a reboot, I may drop Digimon.
They technically did do a reboot.
When not
It's
that
just
type of reboot.
they just didn't mention it.
What do
And
you mean?
they literally did a they literally had a box set called Reboot,
That's not what I mean.
and that's what I saw.
But
Even
yeah,
Valhalla agrees.
no,
But
he was saying
yes,
100 with
Digimon
me.
does a reboot. It's kind of it for me. I don't know what will happen to the Royal Knights after that, but
We'll probably talk about our normal stuff because at most of the time our goal was to talk. This podcast was to talk about Digimon. We just really just talk about everything else but Digimon.
the round table of nerd
Yeah.
culture and everything. At this
But I
point,
think we're
the
talking
round
about
table of
Digimon right now
Digimon.
because we like the card game. But if Digimon were to do it, we just go to our other stuff
I'm kind of torn. How would they do a rotation now? Because when they do box sets for stuff, it's about what?
every
It's
couple
like three or
months.
four sets a year.
They do more than 3 sets a year. They do right now. We're gonna be doing 6 sets this year, plus the EX boxes that don't count as sets.
The year's almost over though.
Right, we already gone through
What do you
4 sets.
mean?
2 EX boxes, 4 sets, with 2 more supposed to come out by the end of the year.
Uh,
That's what's for us is just to catch up to Japan, so we can be on the same format and the same fighting style. Because
so, in other words, America, we're gonna go through the gauntlet of ban lists soon because
no,
for
we
every
just
set
did.
there's gonna be a ban list for it.
We're right now we're on the same set as Japan.
And how many ban lists have we had to go through because of it? Like so far, I've only seen two.
It was
This
we only
recent
had
one and the one
yeah,
in
it's only been
March.
2, and it has but we've been on the same set with Japan for a couple months now since March. So this one is just because of how the meta is right now in the world.
Mm, God dang it!
But this still goes to my problem. This is 100% a problem, though. This is the 100%. This is Digimon can't do rotation. Digimon can't do rotation. I mean,
They really
because a
can't.
lot of here's the thing: Digimon is like Yu-Gi-Oh. A lot of cards don't come out until later sets, and that goes to our next limit card or two. Lux, would you like to explain, or do you want me to just go out the swing of the gates,
Let
freaking
me just
angry?
grab the I'm over here full on tangent.
I mean,
So after going through the Phoenix Mon sets, I think have we discussed have we discussed the main Digimon of the Power of Friendship?
let's do that one next. Metal Garurumon also got
Or do you
hit
want
to
to
one.
touch or do you want to talk about the sad yellow card that got
We'll talk about that next
booted
after
off the
this.
island
Let's
again?
because we're gonna leave that for last.
Alrighty then. So the next card on the list after that amazing tangents,
It's Metal
after
Garurumon.
pulling them all back together, we have EX1, an old EX, literally the first EX box, Metal Garurumon. Mainly the reason for his what is this restriction? Yeah,
They said
restricted
it was because of the
is
card
because
pool.
of his when Digivolution effect. Gain one memory for every 4 cards in your hand. We don't have a max deck. We don't have a max hand limit in Digimon. That's an issue. So unless
I feel
some
like that could
because
have been solved. I feel like that's the problem. I feel like the problem is that would you be instead of putting it into the uh trash, would you put it back in the cards back into the deck?
no, because then you would never have a deck out,
But that's also another
and you would
problem.
technically be stacking the, and you don't want the game to have you stack the deck legally. So
Okay.
having a max hand size is actually pretty. Not having a max hand size is a detriment in most card games, but having a specific hand limit could. But that's why certain Digimon, a very niche group of Digimon, have the ability to reduce the number of cards you have in your hand. Bring it back
So
to bring it back
Valhalla
to
says I don't think it's a
Bank.
it's as big that big of a deal. We don't even have a searcher like in Yu-Gi-Oh. That's fair. But Vanguard didn't have a max hand size again. Completely fair.
No.
I honestly gonna have to say I don't. The problem is that this is I think because Valhalla said this and when he told me he said the reason he thinks it got hit was because of Galgamon. And I'm like, you know what? I can see that, and then it just made me think: is Galgamon the reason? Because Galgamon literally, but Galgamon's thing is it's your opponent's hand, not your hand. So I'm trying to think where does this what deck does this
Mm-mm.
this is I feel like this is just a random thing that's just happened.
No, no. There's a I forget which blue deck in particular plays around with their hand size being a certain limit. However, I can't think of it off the top of my head. I know it's a blue deck, which is why this Garurumon in particular is getting
No, we don't have a max hand
old
size.
Yeller. Yeah, we
Digimon doesn't have a max hand size. The
no.
only card game we
Digimon doesn't. Digimon doesn't have a max hand size. Vanguard, I believe, did.
no
Pokemon, I don't think has one that
no
I
yeah
know
Vanguard
of.
did have a
Yu-Gi-Oh
max
had
hand size.
it had a
Max
max hand
no
size, but
no it
there
didn't.
was a deck that specifically reduced right because in Vanguard,
No
uh,
Valhalla no yeah no Valhalla's right.
these
There is no max hand
Ninja
size.
Dragons, the Ninja Dragon deck had something that had the ability to manipulate your opponent's max hand size limit. Thank God we had a Ninja Dragon on our in our friends list who abused the heck out of that rule. Yeah,
Yeah, Nubatama reduces your hand size. I hate
Nubatama
Nubatama.
for
That's
the
what Valhalla
win.
hated that deck. It was every time I see him play that deck, he hated person that deck. It was just I'm like, sure.
He hated
At
the
one point,
deck.
I was
I
thinking of
respect.
getting the deck, but then I was told not to get the deck because it's mad expensive.
It is. You in college, you don't want to risk that.
Yeah, I was in college. I didn't want to risk that.
Ugh.
Only reason I wanted to
Me
get it
too.
was just to mess with Valhalla. This man and his freaking Madoches, this man with his angels, I wanted to beat him in one game at the time.
Well,
I was ready to spend that much money just to beat Valhalla during that time.
pettiness,
It is a
and you
hundred
still
percent,
haven't
and
beaten him.
he knows this. He knows this. We all complain about Madoches, and even though we can all me and Valhalla can confirm Madoches isn't even that good anymore.
Ugh.
It is a compliment, but it's also me being petty. It is a compliment.
Yep.
That's completely a
That's why
compliment.
whenever I
No
tell
one
you
can take that
I'm
away
gonna
from
get
me.
rid of that Chihuahua, I mean it.
But I'm gonna be
It
very
wasn't even
honest.
the
It's
one
like
bullying me
it's
in the
one of
deck.
those
It was
things
just
that
him in
like
particular.
yes, this was me being petty, and I know that I was being petty. We discussed this.
Despite the topic change, uh, well,
Right,
despite
Metal
the tangent,
Gurumon. Metal Gurumon.
in Digimon we don't really have a
Hand size.
hand size limit. So having about 8 cards in a deck with that Metal Garurumon, gives you 2 memory, and you give any player like 2 memory, we can memory choke someone or pop off even further. But I'm thinking that they're playing it in a specific way that gives them a lot of draw power, not draw power.
A lot of memory so that we go off.
Yes, especially if they're going to drop like a level 7 afterwards. And just getting 2 memory, it has to be because of a level 7. Either a level 7 that they're going to announce or a level 7 that is
I,
already in the meta.
but we have not seen it. That's the problem.
No, or we have.
No, no, I
Maybe.
mean we haven't seen the deck that is being
See what
used
I'm
with.
thinking. See what I'm thinking is maybe someone's using this card as a Omnimon type, as an Omnimon tech card.
You, he actually might be right. I can see it
Because
in an Ultra S deck.
this Metal Garurumon is kind of,
In an Ultra
he's
S
kind of
deck, you're
generic,
not wrong.
very
He
low
might be
key.
right. He might be right.
And if you have 8 more cards in hand and a Tamer, this returns something to the deck is still pretty good. Or trash all of the opponent's Digimon, trash all the Digivolution cards of that Digimon. Also sounds pretty good too. So it
But
really depends. Besides the fact that they're banning it because of its one Digivolution effect, can be used repeatedly in a single turn. I don't know how repeatedly they can, unless they're. I don't know what. I don't know what meta they've seen or what they're about to show us in the future, but that'd be crazy.
I don't
So the
disagree.
potential design of future Garurumon cards would be greatly narrowed.
All right.
So they're technically telling us that there's going to be another Garurumon deck that would benefit from gaining memory off of card limits or an effect that plays around card limits.
Well, I'm assuming that's gonna be the case because they already started adding a lot more Greymon stuff. So I'm believing the next set is gonna be focusing on Greymon and Garurumon and getting them back into the meta. That's how it's been looking like.
Especially since the new structure decks that came out recently. We
Those are
were
for
tied to the
adventures.
Adventure
That's an
series.
adventures deck. Completely different.
Yes, for an Adventures deck, but remember, we players don't just pay attention to what.
You're not wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Hold on.
All right. Should we go to the final thing? The next three hits. A little warning. I will be cursing, so this ain't for kids.
Man, with Valhalla swearing up a storm, I wouldn't be surprised if this was for if this wasn't for kids.
Okay. So
Oh,
the last hits, the last three hits, the last two. So right now, we'll start with the two hit to ones.
keep in
Plug in
mind the reason
S
why these stuffs got
and
hit were because of
Sakuyamon.
a level 7.
As you heard, the reason they got hit is because they can easily get into a level 7. Now,
And these
I
three
would not have
cards.
had a problem with that if you then didn't ban the to having the same deck Chaosmon Valor Arms in the same deck as Sakuyamon X and Tamamon, the level 5 for Sakuyamon.
Yep. Keep in mind, the Sakuyamon deck has always had a limited resources, very limited and powerful cards, and their biggest gimmick was playing with the option cards, which were the plugins.
And Plugin X was the best one.
Yeah, especially with its draw power giving out and a bunch of other things, plus its reveal and security. Because most plugins were pretty wild to have. A lot of people didn't see the use for them when they came out until Sakuyamon, specifically with the power of Rika. in Sakuyamon, plugins became their staple. Which
So
to me, I
this,
understand why they made a
if
gimmick.
you
So the
guys
least they
do
need
not
to do
know, I
is to
am
make
the
more
Sukuyon
plugins.
player of the thing of the team.
Out of the members of the round table.
I played Sakuyamon because I actually did like the idea of the format of the gameplay of Sakuyamon, and Sakuyamon wasn't too expensive until they started to do the Gooner stuff too extreme. Yeah,
Ah,
I mean all the art. Like, if you look at all the all art for Sakuyamon, it is Gooner bait.
this is usually when we'll ask our guru of all of this. Well, somebody wants to confirm or deny this.
Somebody's not here at the
Since
current
he's not
moment.
here, I have no choice.
So look. Let's make this clear. I'm fine with people having that type of stuff. I'm not special. I got Mastermon. My Mastermon play Matt. My deck is isn't as bad as others.
Oh my god.
What? What's wrong
Nothing.
with my freaking Lady Devilmon and Angelmon playmat?
I want
Alright,
you to look
Valhalla.
him in the eyes and tell me there's no problem with it.
It's not. It was them. It showed a little more cleavage. That's at most. You you're thinking of somebody else's playmat, and I know the playmat you're thinking of.
Anyway,
Yeah, but
that's because they knew waifus sell, especially when you do Sakuyamon maid mode.
yeah, but
Uh-huh. Not for the faint of hearts, and not for those that want to make sure they make it back to wherever they
Shall
believe
we
in.
talk? I know this is a little bit off topic, but Hydramon's alt art.
Hydra.
We're not gonna. We do not want to. We do not want to be demonetized. We're not gonna be showing the Hydramon alt art
Oh,
either.
oh no!
You forgot about it, didn't you?
I mentally blocked it out of my mind.
It's the hey, you were with me. No, you weren't with me when I pulled the alt art.
I wasn't with you when you pulled the alt art, but I was there when you were trying to figure out how to use it in the deck without everyone staring at you sideways, going, "Eh,
Yeah, no one had a
eh."
regular Hydramon for me to buy from them, and I was trying to get for a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It was. He knows it was a fucking pain. Because I did play Blue. See,
Honestly,
I made expensive decks. I made cheap decks. Bloomer was on that cheap end that I was trying to figure out. Then I can so then I would then assist to give to friends to try it out. No one really liked it besides Valhalla because that was more
that's
to his
because
playstyle.
Valhalla out here likes combo, uh, build wide and mess with everyone.
Right.
Man likes control based decks,
Yeah. So
control
Bloomer,
and demand,
yeah. So Bloomer was really something up his alley.
evil.
Again, I tend to have
And Valhalla will be right back.
yeah. He did say he was gonna be right back. I
I
said that.
didn't. I didn't see.
So we knew that it, but Hydramon's all is the thing. But back to the Securiamon thing. Now I'm
Hmm.
going to be ranting here. If you're gonna hit plugin S and BT16 Sakuyamon, then you do not need to hit to ban two cards in the same deck because
I
you already hit the
mean,
freaking things that you wanted to hit.
you hit if you hit more than one card in a deck, then honestly, at that point, you're kind of at fault here, company. No offense, Bandai, but if you just left some of their stuff alone,
It would have been
not
fine,
with
but you
everything, it
hit
probably
both.
been
You hit the thing, so you're just saying we can't do shit. And this is where I get annoyed about it because for the longest time, Ask freaking Valhalla. Ask Lux. Ask somebody when he comes in later. You can ask any of them. Ask anybody I have in the locals that I'm originating from. They know I've been waiting for this type of support. And when I finally get it, you hit me. It was like what the? It's like what the actual fuck? I'm like what the fuck? Because it's like
Well,
we don't have a high good pool of cards that we can say, oh, we can substitute this in. Especially with the plugins.
you have a bunch of
Especially that
mediocre cards for it.
the only other good plugin is a promo card.
Yep. And it's not easy to get a promo card without taking out an arm and a leg and possibly your third born child.
Especially that. That's where this is where I'm annoyed. Cause this is like this. We finally get our stuff. And then you hit it. How is that even fair? And this is being
Ah,
mindful. I've been hit before on the freaking on the list. I played Beelzebub, same as Lux did. We played two different styles. We both did well on the different styles. He was always the better Beelzebub player because he knew how to beat other Beelzebub players and then still beat other players at the same time.
yep. It's a slow process, I'll admit, but uh,
It worked.
that's because Beelzebub still had the only big ban Beelzebub ever had was the one Impmon card. Other than that, everything else was just gas.
I I'm I'm a Greymon player. I didn't play Greymon X Antibody until it got hit to one. For the reason why they were gonna kill me. But they knew I hindered myself so they didn't
Hmm.
kill me. I could have played that thing at 4. They would have killed me every time.
Honestly, if you wanted to play it in a tournament, I would not have stopped you. I would have said just make that money. Just don't fight me with it. Other than
I
that, just make the
but
money.
during that format I didn't even play I didn't play Greymon during that format. Because everyone got mad at me and the other Greymon player. We won't say his name.
Uh huh.
We won't say the other Greymon player's name. We don't have the rights to.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Pay no mind to what I'm going to be typing on my model.
but yeah. You better not be typing his name onto your model. Lux?
Ooh.
Lux.
What up? I just wrote Mario. I just can't spell it backwards. I'm looking at it like, huh, it's not going to look right on camera. I was like, maybe. No.
No. But for real, it's literally I've been hit before. But I could pivot.
Hmm.
Sakuyamon, you can't really pivot. You literally either it's this is literally a problem. And it's not a good problem. Yes, I understand you want to slow down it so they don't get to level 7 fast enough. All right, you hit plugin S, you hit Sakuyamon. Fine, they're both at 1. But then you don't hit the level 7 with Sakuyamon X Antimon and Tamamon because you need those cards so it could be viable. You don't ban them from being the same deck. Either they ban them in the same deck, so then we just play straight up Sakuyamon X. Then it's not as powerful, but it's still a solid deck. But
Hmm.
you didn't. You instead hit. You hit the whole deck. You made the deck not playable. We're gonna find out after September 1st, but at this current moment, it does not look like this deck will be playable after September 1st. And that's
Also, could you read what's underneath Gallantmon?
yeah, I can see the best red deck. Honestly,
Hmm.
There's no argument on that right now.
Just wanted to see if you can read the truth.
It's been the truth for the last 3 years. Because you forget the best black deck has been for the longest time was Greymon.
Yeah.
Now it's Machine Jamon again.
Well, Machine Dramon had waited for its time.
It was Machine Jamon has been good for a while. It's just it's back on top. We'll discuss that soon, real soon.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Oh God, Hydramon. Let me just remove that tab. There we go.
so
It's like I was looking at it. I was like, ew. Scrolling down to see if there's anything about it, like some information. And then it said something about Cyber Sleuth. I was like, all right, that game.
oh, a quick side note: new Digimon stories game coming out. Same Digimon Cyber Sleuth from the same company that made Cyber Sleuths. So I will be picking it up. The game. I'm gonna pre-order the deluxe edition. I want the
The what
Agumon
delicious? The what?
Bonds of Friendship or Digivolution. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I know I can get it in the game later on, but I'm gonna
Might
treat
as well.
myself.
Yep.
I've,
I'm torn because if I can get a
I said get the. If you want to try the base game, get the base game. But it's not like it's Pokemon where you can. It's not like it's Pokemon where it is like you can. There will probably be a competitive mode because they did have a competitive mode in the other two Cyber Sleuth games, but it's not as much as you think. It's not as
it's more
good
like an
as
RPG,
Pokemon,
isn't it?
huh?
I mean, isn't it basically just a Digimon video game? But
It's
you
Digimon, but it's a
control
little
more
bit
than one
like Pokemon.
Digimon. Now, my question is, do your Digimon de-digivolve or do they
Yes,
stay
you can
evolved?
de-digivolve them,
Okay.
then re-digivolve them into a different line. But the downside is you have to re-level them up.
Are you able to, okay, so is it a, do you get to catch more Digimon or do you have to,
Scan data,
what?
scan data,
Okay, so I
and
gotta
then later
run
on,
around
once you
and
get to 100%, you
scan.
just have to buy them multiple times. You can buy them multiple times.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, it's a start. We don't have a
how
lot
I
of Digimon
how I
video games that
completed
are like that.
the Digilist, I will get a Mega, go down all the way back to a baby, and then and then spread it like that, and then grind the levels at a certain spot in the game because there were spots where you could just get multiple XP and with the extra stuff
So
to
what
help
you're
you get it.
telling me
So you could
is
do it. You could get you
when
can get it done in like 10 to 20 minutes.
so what you're telling me is when all is said and done, we're gonna see Clue playing this Digimon game for content.
That and then
Hmm,
we still
cool.
got ZA coming out. So I was thinking.
I can't I can't wait. I need them to make another weird Mega Evolution. Let it be Gardevoir. Just let Gardevoir come back. Actually, give us a. Do we have a Mega Totodile yet? A Mega Tap Pig?
They haven't released the megas. It's been leaks of their game megas. Yeah.
So if the starters, it's gonna be wild because 2 out of 3 of them are from the same generation.
Yep.
So if they get Megas and Cyndaquil doesn't, Ripperoni, I guess.
Cyndaquil got an original variant.
Yeah. So
Honestly,
Cyndaquil, Oshawott,
my
and
problem is with
Rowlet
Mega Evolution
both got regional
when you
variants.
start picking certain Pokemon to have Mega Evolutions. Okay, let's get
Yeah.
back to the ban list before we get off the.
All right. Now we went through the big three trio that got hit. We also through that tangent we also talked about how Sakoyamon got restricted. I think we hit everything on the ban list
We
for
did.
this one. which is kind of
Oh, we did it
weird.
under an hour and 15. We did it under an hour and 15 minutes. Oh, I thought we were gonna go 15 minutes shorter than I expected.
I think it's because with all the rants, we also had at least the voice of reason, Valhalla, keep us on a straight and narrow, and explain to me what rotation was. Because now that I know what it is, if a card game has it, I can see why it keeps rotation is great for if you want to keep revenue going and keep the game from being too stagnated. But for a card collector, I would hate to find out my card doesn't can't be sold.
No, you just lose
However,
so
that
much
also
value.
means it comes out for
It
yeah,
can
it
lose
comes down in
value.
price. So
At this certain time, it can be $15. Next thing you know, since our rotation is $5.
exactly, but at least it gives you about a year and a half with that card of shelf life, which means if you're a card collector and you want to start selling things with a high price, then you're set. And
Obviously,
if you're
that
just a
doesn't
guy
mean
that
for
just wants to
every
have all your
Pokemon card
favorite
though.
mon, you're all set. If Yu-Gi-Oh did that, I think they would have ran out of money. Not gonna lie,
They printing money just for
because
Master Duel.
yeah, I got Master Duel. If Digimon did that, oh boy, I think even Japan would have to be careful.
I don't know because you wouldn't have to do it really early. If they try to do it now, it's just too late.
Yep. Uh, Apparently One Piece does it. If Valhalla shows up and confirms that for me, then I'll give a full. I'll give a full deep dive. I'm thinking next time we ever do a podcast and we have the topics on deck beforehand, I'll do a little background research
Well, that's what we usually
to give like
do.
more of a
For those who don't know,
newsletter
we
type
try to
deal.
come. We have 2 meetings a week, one before the podcast and one to see what we want to do.
Really removing the veil here, but
No,
that's pretty cool anyway.
it's just mostly so we can keep, so we know what we want to do. Gives us time to research stuff, and we don't look
Mhm.
like we're fools. But we're always gonna look like fools, but not to a big fools with clown makeup.
Yeah, I mean, as opposed to well, I can put clown makeup on in this model. Take me a
Nah,
minute,
we're
but I can
good.
do it.
Look, look, look,
I
look,
guess
look, 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 look,
I'm
look.
gonna walk
I just
in
want to
like
get. I just want
freaking.
an animation of absolute Batman punching a kid.
Hold up, I can grab that image and put it on my wall. It'll take me a
Okay.
minute, but I can. It's just gonna be a poster. It's like, oh, what's this all over his wall? Well, you see, we have the best red deck, the coolest design for the leading Digimon.
Look,
I
I
also
found
need
this
if I can find a
design and
Beelzemon in
I
this
sent it
art
to him,
style.
and he was like, "Yes." I don't know who's the artist. If we find the artist, we want to give him credit.
Yep. Credit to every artist that pops up and gives us these well, credit to the artists that we find their art, put it somewhere in the corner, and go like, we like this.
Yeah, because then we
This is
could
good.
at least, because we
This is
want to
proof that
give them, so
humanity
then
hasn't
if they need for
fallen
us to,
full.
if they say you want, oh, you're using my thing, can you give them a link to my stuff? We'll give them that link. Even though we're not making money right now, we still want to. We are the type of people who make sure that the people that we gain the art from gets their respect.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I might as well put up where this model, where you can make this model from. So let me add the watermark back. It's gonna pop up right there on the window.
The Windows
There
is
we go.
currently not seed, so don't even worry about it. We'll just put a link in that. I'll put a link
Ah,
in the description where it is. You'll send me the link so I can put it in the description later. Okay.
yeah.
So far,
Because
this episode has been very much entertaining because we were able to see you get a little bit animated about Groundmon.
hmm as opposed to me not being as animated. So I'll just move that, add that. This is
Uh,
the most I've done on a computer, so
look, look, look. We have as much as anything in our bingo card 2025 VTuber models from one of us was not on our bingo list.
hmm
We don't even like VTubers
no,
like that. Well, I don't.
uh,
I don't.
they're fun. It's more or less if someone doesn't want to reveal their face, they have something to.
Well,
for people to look at,
here's the thing. I'm
and they
not.
have their and they
Now
have
this
and they
is
got
a
the
yes. We
voices.
finished the thing where are we're gonna get to the next segment soon. This is a thing I would like to say. As much as we all like the same things, we are all actually very much different too. Valhalla,
Hmm.
Valhalla and I biggest different. We like me and Valhalla and Lux all like the same thing, but we have a very different thing. I am a big sports fan, so they'll know that
Hmm.
if I'm I might go and hang out with other friends to go to a baseball game, and they know that. They know I would
Yep.
go to a bar and watch a game. They know I would be in a tournament and my team is playing.
Drink a terrible
Have
tasting
I
beer.
will put on the game and have my headphones on. They know this.
And he's a fan of NASCAR.
No F1.
Nothing like F1.
I
Fancier
like
NASCAR.
NASCAR, but I'm more a big F1 fan. I
Yeah,
like
the
cars
difference
too.
is
I really do like
the
cars.
cars.
I literally am a big car person as well. They both know
It's a
this.
car
I
guy.
play Gran Turismo. They know they have literally heard me on a group call. We're just talking about random stuff. God damn, why isn't this car
Hmm.
turning left? Is everything all right? Yeah, playing Gran Turismo is not turning left. Oh, I thought you were driving. Like technically, I am, but I'm not at the same time. I do
Uh
have
huh.
my license, but that's not.
And
But
I'll do
yes, I
deep
play Gran
dives onto
Turismo.
stuff like VTubers. VTubers are fun to see in action, and it's an interesting. It's a different. It's a difference in content.
Yeah,
Like, I respect his love for sports and race cars. I'm gonna sit there and go like,
I
ah,
respect him liking VTubers.
race
I'm
cars.
not a big fan of VTubers.
Let me send him
Here's
a
the thing,
meme that
I'm
talks
just
about a
not a fan of
baseball
the
player
genre of
catching a ball.
VTubers just because it's not entertaining. It's not like oh I hate them like
Hmm.
oh but I think but here's the thing I still am going to say that people who like it's completely fine.
Hold up, let me go put on a baseball cap so that way I can get more audience. Just appeals to the sports guy
You don't have to do
corner.
that. But
Well,
it's
hey,
a big thing.
I
Like we
can't
all have
laugh
our
at this
different
model.
like
This model
a
does
big
not laugh.
example is me and another example is me and somebody we're big comic book fans. I'm a big DC fan. He's a big Marvel fan.
I'm just happy to be included.
Yeah.
I'm
We
still
have
trying to figure out
included
why there are
Lux into it.
what's this
We've been
fighting.
trying to get him to join DC and Dark Horse Comics because that's more to his taste.
Hey, listen. That's because Dark Horse has a
You
hidden
cannot lie. We
gems.
told you to read Absolute, and you cannot lie. Were we right about Absolute?
Uh huh.
Thank you.
You're right. Absolute Bane horrifies me, but not as bad as
Thank you.
Absolute Killer Croc.
Absolute
Killer
Bane,
Croc is
Absolute Killer
something I'd
Croc
write in a
scares the fuck
D&D
out of me.
manual and tell you.
No, because
But then
Absolute
we got to
Bane
talk about
is
Absolute Catman, but
Batman.
we can't get into that
The
detail.
Christopher Nolan Bane mixed with Titan. That doesn't make him dumb.
Hmm.
Christopher Nolan's Bane mixed with DC Titan, and the Titan doesn't make him dumb. Oh Lord, how does F1 Batman beat him?
How does F1 Batman beat
Earth
him?
One,
Okay, I was about to say this man just turned
Earth
DC
Zero.
into a
My bad,
into
Earth
a
Zero. There's Earth One Batman is
Formula
different than
One
Earth
game.
Zero Batman. Earth Zero Batman is the current Batman continuity for the main DC universe. How does Earth Zero Batman beat them? Beat that type of Bane?
Uh, that's the neat part. You don't. That's the end of the series.
Welcome back. Remember, I don't think so because you have to remember, on site, Bane still gets his ass kicked because what he did to Alfred.
I mean, the whole Bat family is dropping him.
Yes,
It's what you call a canon event.
yes.
Oh, and speaking of back, welcome back, Valhalla.
All right, we have finished the ban list talk. We are we're about to start the tier for the tier in a minute. We were talking about how much as we do, though we have a lot of stuff we like. The same thing. We also have stuff that we don't like as well. Like Valhalla. Lux says he likes. We know that Lux. Well, I now
But
know that Lux likes
huh?
VTubers. The same
Huh?
way he knows I like.
When did I say that? You don't got proof of that? Anyway.
We have the whole it on video.
But that could be doctored.
Good luck getting into my computer.
Well, I'm gonna have to get a plane ticket. It's gonna take me a
Just
while.
don't say my location. Uh,
I
but
guess I'll have to follow the Jet 2 holiday meme that day, huh?
yeah, we were talking about that. We're just basically just talking about how we just like, even though
Oh, I
we
could go
all
for a
like the same
pizza
stuff,
right
we
now.
also have our own individual stuff that makes us different. And like how when then we were just started, then we started talking about the absolute universe. We haven't even. That's right, Valhalla. We never even showed you absolute Bane. Would you like to see absolute Bane?
Mm-mm.
And I, you, Lux, do you want to get the picture? I'll go get it.
Absolute Bane.
Let me make this clear. You're gonna sit. We're gonna
That is
show you
mine.
a picture of absolute Bane, and then we're gonna tell you how dangerous he is.
That's vodka. Hold on.
Absolute Bane. Vodka.
I don't know how to describe what I did. I typed absolute and I thought I typed Bane, but I just typed enter and it just said absolute vodka. I was like, oh, ho, ho, ho. But no.
Uh,
Well, let's grab the best way to describe absolute Bane. Actually, nah, this is the best way to describe absolute.
I got.
I'll think of it. I'll
I
send you
got it.
an
I got it.
image
I
of
got it.
Bane before he takes it.
You send it before. I'll send
Uh,
it after. Send the before
yeah,
and I'll send it after.
before he before he roids out. You know.
Yeah, show him before. Get ready. Send the before. I'm gonna send the after. Just wait and see. You gotta give him a minute.
Yep, because I gotta grab the image and then I gotta go back to our page, click on the button and paste. This is before, this is Absolute Bane before he uses the Venom.
And this is absolutely Bane after he uses the Venom.
I want you to understand, Josh, Valhalla, that's not, that is regular,
That's
Absolute Bat Bane
he.
is
You don't think
disguised as
he
regular
is not
Bane.
using Venom yet?
You see, regular Bane is the size of Absolute Batman. That's the only way to describe the measurement system of it.
What you're seeing with absolute Bane using Venom now.
And then he decides to become swole. Man is built like Gotham's entire criminal underground.
Oh, we didn't even tell you what the worst part about it. I want to let
No, let's
Valhalla
get the
finish
worst part.
typing.
Why is he carrying a gun in the holster like he's gonna be using it?
Well, I had the right idea. I just didn't realize how right I was. You want to know what's worse? When he uses when he uses Venom, he doesn't lose his intelligence. So whenever Bane uses Venom, he loses some of his intelligence. Hence why
It
they
becomes
usually wait till he
muscle burner.
gets more Venom into his body to fuck him up in Earth Zero.
This is improved Venom without the
This
drawbacks.
makes the
All
Venom
swole.
doesn't make him lose intelligence. It actually helps his intelligence, and he's already dangerous without freaking Venom.
Mm-hmm.
You're
So
not ready
just to
for
let you
this.
know, that Bane is an already. That's a whole white beard sized human. Yeah, without the venom.
No, that's with
Without the
the
venom, that's
well.
white beard size. This is legally distinct tiny giant with venom on,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah,
Which is what kills me. I'm just like, nah, I'm good, Chief.
yeah.
I'm gonna just
And
head
you know
out.
who gave him this type of venom? The Joker. The Joker in
Really,
Absolute Universe is so fucking dangerous.
I haven't even seen the absolute Joker yet.
Oh, you have. He doesn't look like the Joker. That's the worst part.
All right, one more image search.
Absolute Joker does not look like
I
Joker.
I don't want to look at absolute.
Absolute Joker is more scary because you're seeing how he looks.
I'm sorry. What?
And there's Absolute Killer Croc.
Like absolute Killer Croc? I understand. Is that's a note for me, dog. Just looking at this version of
Send
you
in the
know what
text
they did.
so Valhalla can see.
I'm gonna assume this is what we're looking at. This other version of him is kind of wild too. To those that are listening in, we're
Yeah,
just
I'm just showing
going
you that there's so
absolute
many different man. Absolute freaking Killer Croc is so fucking huge. His teeth. That is not Absolute Joker. That's not Absolute Joker.
oh
Mm-mm.
oh then I can't find it properly. It was either this or this. Hmm. Give me a minute. I'm gonna scroll through and find something that I. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's not Absolute Joker. Here you go. This is Absolute Joker.
Oh, it's one the same. For some reason, Joker's just decided, yeah, I'm just gonna look normal and then beat the brakes off of y'all.
Yeah. Telling you now, that's not Absolute Joker. I don't. Absolute Joker is fucking scary because he doesn't. He's a billionaire in this universe. Yeah, Absolute Joker is a millionaire. Bruce Wayne is poor.
Why?
Joker is 30 rich.
This is absolute wild.
He's behind Absolute Black Mass. He's behind Bane. He's he's making. He's the reason why all Bruce's friends are becoming the villains. Absolute Joker is so fucking crazy. If we ever woke up in the Absolute Universe unfolding, I'm just saying, let me just die on the curb. I I think we'll survive Earth Zero, DC Universe, but not the Absolute Universe. What do you guys think?
That's gonna be a big yep for me, dog. I'm good.
What?
I'd much rather deal with the Batman Who Laughs universe.
Fuck no! I do not want to deal with the Batman Who Laughs universe.
Listen, at least the Batman Who Laughs universe, I know what's gonna happen. Absolute universe, I'm gonna still be staring at what
That's why I
killed
said
me.
Earth Zero, normal DC Universe.
Listen, I said if I had to pick which way I'm going like that. But if I had to pick which DC universe, sure, I'll follow you, buddy.
Bro, I
But I
don't want
will
look. If we're going to Earth Zero, I do not want to deal with a freaking desert freaking land and knowing that your universe is gonna die because it's in the dark multiverse.
Yeah, but the first universe is always gonna cause a problem.
It's always gonna. Every universe is gonna be like that. All right. So, you guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna be setting something up for you because we're going to be going.
Right into the news.
Yes. So we're gonna be mute.
Oh crap.
So we're gonna be turning off. We're gonna be turning off the screen real quick for one reason and one reason only. We're so right now you won't be able to see Lux's
Oh sweet. I
freaking
get to disappear back into just a normal model. Let's go. Just
yeah,
be a disability
because it's
voice in the
time for the
podcast.
tier list. You guys ready?
Nope.
Let me get so you guys can see. Got that there. I'm gonna be sharing my screen so yeah, you can see the screen. Tell me if you guys can see the screen. Can you guys see the screen now?
I see something popping up.
Okay. Okay. So okay. So Okay. So okay. So let's
Hmm.
minimize that. I want to make sure. All right. So I didn't change the title, but what is the best deck to start your Digimon campaign? So when you play as
Digimon
you
campaign.
yeah, I said campaign. I meant to say deck to start your Digimon card. What deck is the best? So we're not doing structure decks because structure decks you're still gonna need to buy more cards. We're gonna
Yep, not by
and more decks. We're talking about actual decks that we think is cheap enough, and it is. And the first deck we're gonna start with is Machine Dramon. I think
hmm.
Machine Dramon's S tier. Where do you guys put it in?
That thing is okay. The staple cards are expensive.
Well, here's so before anything, Valhalla, me and Valhalla have discussed. You can get the deck under $200 because right now the deck itself is $200, and that's because 100
Hmm.
of that dollars is just because of the Machine Dramon, the newest set Machine Dramon. We have discussed, and we even discussed with you when we were talking about this that Machine Dramon you can literally just use EX1 Machine Dramon. It's the same card
Right.
as EX9, but it doesn't
This doesn't
recover
have doesn't have all the bells and
recoverability.
whistles that the
Yeah,
original one has.
the EX9 one is better because it can recover after battle a machine Digimon and put it into your source and on play on Digivolution.
Hmm. I don't know. I guess the real question is, are we building it? Is this based off of how viable the decks are?
Viable
Sorry,
the deck. So
the
the
prior.
three tiers is it's I think Machine Digimon is the best deck in this list right now of the 12 decks we picked. Uh, it
Hmm.
it it, it hits the criterias that we have discussed before. If you remember the criterias, Lux, remember what we were talking about earlier?
Yes, the criteria is for which a card that for the deck to make the tier list is as fo-
Trying to think.
followed. It
Easy
must
to
be
easy to start
easy to
using.
start using, strong, and you can improve within the deck the more you play.
So I put this. I say this is an S tier. Do you guys disagree or agree, or do
Hmm.
you think it's A tier, Lux? Because Valhalla says this is
I'll
A
say
tier or S tier. I say this is S tier.
I might want to agree with Valhalla saying A tier purely because of the fact that you need those. you need the staple card to basically make it a Machine Dramon deck.
All right,
And
it's an
because
A
of the
tier.
price, because if we're going by if we're not caring about a price, then I can see why
Well,
it belongs in
it's in the
A2S.
middle. If you again, you can bring it cheaper by going with the EX1, and when you can buy the EX9, you're just it's an upgrade, and it's because you get the recovery, but you can still get the deck on around $100.
Okay.
I
I
say
think
this
the
is
next time we do a
again.
tier list, we gotta check by most affordable.
Next one is
Oh,
Dukemon Gallantmon. So
I'm too biased.
it's I gonna since we put Machine Drum in A tier, I'm gonna have to say we're gonna have to put Gallantmon in A tier as well.
Fair.
Because as much as if we're gonna because as much as it's the same thing, easy to learn, you could grow within the deck, but it's more expensive than Machine Drum. Way more expensive. It has a lot more It has a lot more promo cards, and you know how we already discussed how expensive promo cards are.
Hmm.
I say A tier. Lux agrees with me. What is your thoughts, Valhalla?
All it says, I think it's a good choice. Maybe high A.
No, he says I think it's a bit easier to understand. Personally, I put it marginally higher. That's where I disagree because the one thing Machine Dramon is
You
easy
build
to
it.
do is learning the deck. Machine Dramon is a lot easier to learn than Gallantmon is because Gallantmon has different forms.
Yeah, but the different forms either play through the same. If you're playing
Right,
a red
Machine Dramon is the
Gallantmon,
same
we're
thing.
basically building
Machine Dramon
into
is the same thing,
deletion
and it's a
and
lot
security
cheaper.
strip.
And it's a lot cheaper.
Yes, because Gallantmon is more cheaper when you look at its parts as a whole, as opposed to really powerful staples.
Right. So I say
Again,
it's an A tier. I say it's A tier because if it's because now you have to be mindful where I think because if there's no way as anything Machine and plus knowing the matchup Machine beats Gallantmon in in Machine is the best deck
eh,
in the whole group. Machine beats everything here except Shine Greymon because Shine Greymon can DP
that's
without and outside. But how good is it generally? Machine or Gallantmon? Gallantmon is Gallantmon is still Gallantmon's on the low end of tier one, where Machinemon's on the high end. It's on the low end because as much as it's because its last support is really good, but because more decks are coming at this current time before the ban list, a lot more decks have come into hit, mess with it. Gallantmon had lost its way where what came into it because of Sakuyamon, because of Phoenix X Gilmon, because of Machine Dramon. It pushed it from being the best deck in the format to it's one of the best deck, but there's other decks that's better than it.
by almost a landslide.
Yeah, where it's
Then
like
again,
and it's like you can go and you can go with cheaper options, but you'll still see Gallantmon because Gallantmon is still powerful. And it's the only reason you won't see more of it because Gallantmon is really expensive. But the reason I still think it's still a good deck to start off with is because you can start off with pieces and then get into it as you grow. So if you want to spend more money, now this is the time where you spend more money to get the new Galamon X. But you can use the old Galamon X and it still be good. Do you so if anything so I'm gonna so That's why I say if we're gonna if because if anything, the only two decks in this list that I thought was gonna be S tier was gonna be Gallantmon and Machine Dramon, and since we're putting in S tier is no S tier is not reachable at this point, in my honest opinion.
Well, I think S tier has to be like a unanimous when it comes to that tier.
Right, and if
That
with it not being unanimous, because honestly, honestly, the only reason why Gallantmon isn't. Yeah, well, me and my the tier list can move around. Nothing right now is set in stone until we finish the list.
concrete.
All right.
Uh-huh. And I can respect that. That's
Okay.
why I'm sitting here listening. Because here's the thing, y'all have formulated what's going to be in the roster. I'm sitting here trying to be as non-biased as possible because I love my Gallet.
Well, honestly, that's
It
completely
has done
fair.
nothing
Next
wrong, and
up
it
is
deserves to
Crossheart.
stay.
I I say Crossheart is C. Well, originally I had Crossheart as C, so this at the current moment I would put it as D tier. Crossheart will get you in. Crossheart is good, but it's because it's cheap and it's easy to play with, and you can roll with the deck. But it is not as powerful as many of these decks. What do you guys think? Valhalla, Lux?
We're on cross art now.
Yes,
It's a toolbox deck mostly, so it really depends on how you build it and
I
what your
say this.
stable card's going to be.
I say this is D.
Especially since it could be splashed. Especially since some of the cross art cards aren't limited to their
Hmm.
especially since cross art cards aren't limited to their buddy
Yeah.
to
Well, they
their
are.
buddies, which are
Crossheart is limited to Shotmon.
yeah, but some cross art cards can be played in a blue flare deck. You know what I mean?
Not
So it
a
really depends on which
few. Yeah,
staples you
few,
want.
but it's not really. I'm gonna have to disagree. It cannot be B or C because 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 if right now because I'm gonna have to say if we put this in B and C, this is we then I'm gonna have to be this is more than this is then we have to move Machinedramon and Gallantmon up to S tier. That's the thing because they're the best deck. B and C is okay. They are at the end of end of top tier, but they're mostly you mostly can see them tier 2 top decks, not tier 1 decks. They're top of tier 2 decks, or and then C is like middle end of tier 2 or the best road deck. And as much as Crosshair is a good deck, it's not a good road deck, and it's and a
Definitely
lot of
not
these
now after the cards that got hit for it.
yeah, it got hit one time so far,
And that
and
heavy
that was
hit
the biggest
can
hit
put
for
them
the
down.
deck. Yes, I agree. And I think if you had
It was
shout
almost like an
across, if you
emergency
still
hit
had that
too,
cross
wasn't it?
four, the deck would be C or B. I do agree. But this is literally this is like you're right. It's not terrible for an okay deck, but realistically, if you look at the other decks in this list, besides Blue Flare, Bloom Lord can easily stop it. Jesmon easily stops it. Adventure Alter S easily stops it. Galmon easily stops it. Armor Rush, whew, I don't know how they're gonna beat Armor Rush. Medusamon is another deck you're gonna after because I started so after you said Medusamon as an option for a starter deck, I went to go look at the deck and watch some gameplays. I don't know how Crossroads would beat Medusamon. Shine's gonna be able to deep reduction easily. Digi Police. Digi freaking Police. Out of all decks, this is your deck, Valhalla. You know how easily you would have beat Crossheart with Digi Police. And then this is me, my fault. Crossheart's not gonna beat Gallantmon. Because every time Galamon's gonna do something, every time Carson's gonna do something, Gallantmon can stop it, and Machine German.
because we can. Machine Dramon doesn't need to stop it; it just has to exist.
Yeah,
You have to. If you can't stop Machine Dramon, then you're already in trouble.
yeah,
If you can't beat the player before Machine Dramon pops off, then you're already in trouble.
right.
If you don't know which level of tungsten iron it is made on its chassis, you don't win.
Yep.
Machine Dramon does not say made in China. It said I am
Well,
made
here's the
out
thing.
of that material.
Here's the
It
thing with
is
deeper.
that
Here's the thing with
bot.
Deep Brigade. We're not even doing Deep Brigade. We're doing Digi Police. The reason why it doesn't it isn't is the same reason here. Cause Cross Hearts, because it's the same thing. It biggest
Has zero tops. Okay, DigiPolice also has zero tops at the moment.
all right.
Says Valhalla,
I yes, but
and
I think
Valhalla
it's the
does have
easier
it.
deck to.
Does
It's
have a
a
point.
still a good road deck. If you
That's
bring this to a locals, you can win with this deck. Because
okay. Let's
you
not
all you
give
don't
them
need
too
to
much
see
hope here.
out of in this right now is the only three decks you don't want to see that you won't have to worry much about is Shine Greymon, Machine Jamon, and Gallantmon, and then you can easily top. Now, obviously, you'll see one of the three at your locals.
You're basically telling Valhalla not to play locals with us. You basically told him, "Yeah, I'm just gonna not play Valhalla, any games with
Well,
y'all
I'm not
anymore."
okay. I feel like I
However,
might
if he wants to
oversell.
win,
I overestimate. I'm overselling Digi Police, but I'm not understanding Crossout. Yes, I think it's a good deck. I still think Crossout is a good starter deck. Hence, is why it's on this list. But since we have, I'm not gonna be comfortable putting it because I'm not gonna. If we put it in C, then we have to move Machine Jamon and Gallantmon to S because I can't feel it comfortable because then we're putting so many decks in between A and B, and then there's no
but
one
that's how
should
a
be in the
tier list
same
is, man.
tier as
It's gonna be a
Gallantmon
very
and Machine
weird
Jamon.
ratio. That's why there's high B, high A,
Yeah,
low
but we
B,
don't.
low
We're
C.
not doing that like that.
But that's probably what it's gonna be if we look at the
We're gonna
tier
have
list
to
the
do it
way it
like that
is.
probably. But
You can try to fight it, but the truth is, these decks by themselves, and depending on what fight they're in, but
all
we're
right,
getting off
okay, okay.
topic. We're talking about which is a better deck to for
I'm
someone to start
saying
off with.
D. Valhalla is saying C. Where do you put this, Lux?
I say the safest part to play it safe, it's better to put it in C
Okay, what is
because it could win matches and it has its own versatility.
okay?
And if we're looking for how strong it is, again, it's a hit or miss. You call it a road deck. And if we're talking about Crossheart here, are we?
Yes.
Crossheart C, it could be a low C if we have to get technical on it. It has a lot of cards that you can put in the deck, and depending on how you build it, you can play it to your specific play style. And most of the parts are cheap, so you don't have to worry too much about breaking the bank for it. As opposed to its strength, again, it's a coin toss, 50-50 at best, 60-40 at worst.
Okay. So
Uh you could basically pick up its playstyle if you're competent enough to understand what the tamers are supposed to do as opposed to what your mons are supposed to do. So it keeps you from not losing your mons as long as you don't lose tamers.
understand.
The most expensive cards
Welcome to
in
the
the deck
call,
are
everybody.
mostly the
As
Shout
we're doing the
Plus
tier
cards.
list right now, if you can see it right now, we as of right now we have Mashijamon and Gallantmon at tier. We have Crosshair at C, and we're going into. Can you hear us? Somebody?
I can hear you, but obviously more information is needed. What's the tier list about?
The starter. What's the best starter decks to start with? Not the structure decks. What decks do you think you should spend money to, and then would be, and then something you should start Digimon. You can start. playing Digimon.
So in other words, what's your first deck you should play?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now we have Machine Dramon and Gallantmon at A. We have Cursor at C. Right now, I'm not. Right now, I've been. Uh, right now, with Machine Dramon at A, we had to put Gallantmon at A because Gallantmon isn't better than Machine Dramon. They're on two separate ends of tier one. Machine Dramon being one of the top end and Gallantmon being at the bottom end doesn't mean that it's a tier two deck Gallantmon. But if we were to put Machine Dramon in A, we have to put Gallantmon in A. Now I just lost an argument why Crossout should because right now I'm having a hard time seeing Crossout in C tier. Also,
Right.
what Vala
Okay.
said is we're ranking them based on how easy they are to learn, how competitive, strong they are, and how much you can develop as a player the more you play the deck. Right now, I think the first three are the easiest. Right now, the first three right now I can pretty much say you can learn all three decks. They're all different playstyles, so if you learn all three decks at the same time, you will. Besides Crossout and Machine Dramon, Gallantmon is the furthest playstyle from those two decks, where Gallantmon and Machine Dramon are have the same playstyle, just a little bit different. While Machine Dramon likes to stay as you only need one. If you do two, you're just laughing at your opponent. Where Crossheart likes to go a little more wider. Right now, our next choice is DigiPolice. I'm assuming we're gonna put this in D, or we're gonna put this at low and C. DigiPolice.
Disney Police, I would still. Okay, my opinion, again, it has the same level of versatility as. Oh,
Right now, right now,
same versatility as
right now, this is
Gallantmon.
the problem.
Not enough variety that it should have. Its playstyle is easier to pick up on without extra gimmicks besides the Tamer and Numamon and the link in effects.
Yeah, you can,
They gamble on the top card revealings.
but they
So
search a
that's the
lot
only
and
thing.
they play a lot. I can't put. I don't feel comfortable. I just don't. I honestly, this is why I don't see. Here's the thing.
This is the first time I would say if we put it at it's a low C,
Yeah, but here's the thing. If we, I don't see
but
if
not
look.
a
How
D.
about guys hear me on this? Because I can't have Machine Dramon and Gallantmon in A, and I'm sorry. It's just to me. It's not an
I
A
can't put
tier
them in,
deck.
but they're not an S tier
They
either.
are the S tier.
Which is
They're the
why
best
A.
deck to start with. I feel if we're going because I feel like D tier is like yeah this is playable, but it shouldn't. But you shouldn't be playing it, and
At
you
that
shouldn't
point, we're
learn it.
doing like a popularity thing.
Right, you play it because of
Looking
popularity.
at it.
I feel more comfortable
No, I'm
if
saying
we
at this
move
point we're just doing
Machine
popularity
Command and Galamon to S
cards.
tier. We could move Crossart to B tier, and we could move freaking DigiPolice to C tier. Because at that, because in it shows that okay, there is a range, like because
Okay, I
I
see
don't,
what he
it
means
just
by
because
ranking based on
I
how
have
easy
to
they are
thinking
to learn,
about
how
it. It's like
competitive
it's hard because
strong they
now
are,
it's hard for
and
me
how
to
much
because it's hard for me to say like yo
teachers
yeah
sometimes are
I'm
just
playing
I
Digi
don't
Police because of popularity.
listener, but we can move them at the. Okay, so if Valhalla has a point, we can move them. We can rearrange them after.
All right,
Like this is just like the general placement for now.
all
So
right. I'll put it in D tier for now.
with right now, we can always move what we have at the end. We'll even have people debate on it.
All right,
It's just initially,
Shine Greymon B
well,
tier.
yay
There's
or
no other.
nay.
It's honestly no other place to put it. B tier.
Um, uh, honestly, I don't know how it plays.
Shine Greymon
So
is DP reduction. It's your basic DP reduction deck. But instead of they do it with tamers, it's Shine Greymon and Shine Greymon. You know that most of the time your DP reduction, you're either gonna coat the field or you're gonna DP reduce one line and call it a day. This is your counter against Shinjamon, but it loses to Gallantmon. If you and then in doing so, it's still a it'll take a game. It'll take a it takes away from Shinjamon being tier 0, but it doesn't win against everything. Now the down, let me not put it in detail just yet. You guys would say. Now the downside is that it loses to other meta decks. Sukuyamon's a lot faster, hence why it got hit. Phoenixmon, it's another reason. And then another two other decks in this list that also messes it up: Armor Rush and Bloomlord.
What about versatilities, powers, how competitive he's strong they are? Uh,
So I so at the current moment, I think we should put it in B tier. It is a strictly it is it's the best tier 2 deck, and it can join tier 1, but it needs a new card or a new tamer.
what for armor?
No,
Or
Shine
shine?
Greymon.
I'll say yes to putting it in B.
Somebody Valhalla.
again, I know you just explained it, but for some reason my brain just doesn't seem to be able to wrap around the use of playing Shine Greymon.
Because
Anything, I'm
you've probably not seen Shine, because you won't see Shine. Shine is still a good deck, and you see it tops, but it just doesn't. It isn't. It's just not really. I was a Shine Greymon player. I still play Shine Greymon if I when I can. I just
I
prefer not to
mean,
because it's
it plays around a specific gimmick of reducing your opponent's DP to 0, then deleting the opponent's Digimon. And
basically.
then if you're playing around its tamer's effect of just showing up and swinging at security for security stake,
Yep.
then you're playing around its
Yeah.
to its burst evolution effects, which are also freaking annoying, which plays around, hey, reduce that guy and keep reducing him until he can't be reduced no more.
Right. And again,
And don't even
this
get
is
me
why
started with
Sakuyamon
its ruin
and
mode
Shine
effect,
Greymon
which must
beats
be blanketed
Machinedramon,
effect that
because
removes.
Machinedramon has no way of protecting itself unless it has its level
two
4. But
people talking at once.
huh?
There were two people talking at once. Who's speaking first?
Was I?
I yeah, you the deck tamers go burn.
So
Valhalla.
to
Tech tamers
to
go burn.
Valhalla, yes, the Tamers go burn. With Shine Greymon, it has 3 moving parts that you got to worry about, and 3 moving parts that are essential to the deck. It's its evolutionary climb. Its entire gimmick revolves around it reducing your opponent's DP by a certain percentile until it hits 0. When it hits 0, it starts doing recursion effects. Then you look at its tamer, who, as Valhalla says, go burr. It goes in to swing once or twice. Heck, it even gives security effects, such as security attack +1. Then you have its level 6 and level 7, respectfully, are bull crap on ice when you fight them competitively.
Yep. But their biggest
So
downside is they'll
I
lose the Gallantmon because you can just literally says, "Oh, I'm a higher DP than you."
we we just have to wait.
Yeah.
That's what we have
And
to
you
do.
also remember when you delete a Digimon, you remove it from the stack. You don't reveal it, you remove it. So if they have a tamer there, that tamer's gone.
Yep, because that tamer counts as a Digimon with a specific DP and level.
Yes, and if he dies, he
The
usually gets placed in
only
security
issue
set, so
with
he'll be
it,
die the next turn. Yes, that's why it's a tier 2. It's right underneath it, but the downside is it loses to a lot of other tier 1 decks. Gallantmon is one of those decks.
because I think the issue is that we're also ranking them in this type of category as opposed to tier 1, tier 2s. But we're just doing it by an ABC ranking instead, which is
All right, so
why
if we
I'm okay
if we
with putting in a
remove if
B
we
because
say,
it
but because
has.
when we think at how powerful they are, we're gonna be calling them tier 1 and tier 2. That's another thing we have to remember.
Uh, you're
If we
speaking
just
about
go
strength
strictly on
tiers. I
power,
haven't said
then we can move Shine to A.
no, we can't because just with all that power, it has a huge crippling drawback.
Right.
If they don't see the right Marcus at the right time, or they can't get their level 6 or 7 out for the bursts.
They're stuck. Yes, I 100% agree.
Hence why we could just, for the sake of comparing them for how easy they are to learn, how competitively strong they are, and how easily you can develop new parts for them. I would say B because there's not a lot of stuff for them to go into. I would have said A, but again, we can
Yeah,
change
no,
and
I
move
agree.
these around towards the end.
No, I agree. I agree with Lux. Valhalla. I 100% agree with Lux. Valhalla says Lux has a point. We should maybe give more consideration to the ease of learning and your ability to grow with the deck. That I agree with. That's why I'm like. This is where I said it. That's why I'm saying it's hard for me to because with it 1, 2, 3, 4. Digifleece is not so much, but at least with these 4 decks from A to Z, they're not that hard to learn. They're
You
not
also have to
that
take
hard
into
to learn.
consideration someone's background into playing this card game. They're not that hard to learn, and they're competitively strong, but it's how you develop with them over time is why I don't
Right.
give them
A big example of
the
this is that
Fs
this
and
example
As and Bs
as
that they should
when
have.
I beg somebody. This is and you know what? We're gonna skip a few to Armor Rush. Armor Rush. I'm gonna also put Armor Rush into B tier because it's a as well. And this is an example. When somebody first played the game, he was learning it with Alt Force Vegemon. Alt Force was really slow, but he was able to learn Armor Rush and start doing messing with people a lot more times and making them frustrated. Right, somebody?
That's only because with Blue Flare, he started playing like a Yu-Gi-Oh player.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say we're gonna put so it's the this is why this thing this is why I would like but this is where I'm gonna say we're gonna
Sorry
have
about
I
that.
put I say we put Armor Rush with Shine it's B. Again, it's powerful, but because you rely more on level 4s to get and then try to warp to a level 6 with Magnamon, you don't use any level 5, so you kind of have the same problems that Shine does. So if you don't see a certain tamer, you don't see a certain card, you're stuck. So it's delayed.
unless unless you use
However,
what's the name of that Digimon? Commandramon or something. If I'm getting the name right.
Uh,
Um,
freaking Camaraman,
yes.
but they
Because
don't use
I
Camaraman
also
currently. You may use Camaraman, but not a lot of other decks don't because they don't see the use of it.
they might do
sometimes
something else.
it's at level 5 you can use
Yeah, so you'll
the
see it at
Digivolve on
one.
top of it.
You'll see it at one, but you won't really see it more commonly like you used to.
I use it. Well, yeah, you're right. It ain't common, and I'm not common. I'll tell you that now.
Right. We all can say here that we play our decks. We we tend to play our decks to adjust to things. Hence, why my freaking Black War Greymon is still competent, and people are like I wasn't expecting that, but I should be beating you. Why can't I fucking beat you? Because I know the meta. I just don't play. I just don't play. We don't play in. We don't play at regionals because we just don't have time to. life is expensive. But this is where I'm gonna say if you're gonna go, I say this is so do Armor Rush B tier,
Yeah, I'll say B.
Valhalla, Lux, Lux.
Yes.
Hey yo, Lux, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You said B
Can y'all
tier?
hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
I agreed to B tier.
Okay. All right, Medusamon. D tier
Wait,
or
who?
C tier?
Dusamon?
Medusamon.
That's a thing?
Yep. A good red deck.
It's a red deck?
Yep. Red goes Unga Bunga.
Medusamon.
I say this is a D tier, maybe C tier.
What are the objective of that?
It's your typical
Oh,
red deck. It goes burr.
What, destruction and swing?
No, it's security attack plus
no,
1, 2.
Oh, burn
no,
security.
Yeah.
no,
I
no. Hold on.
I say C.
What is this gimmick?
You burn security.
Progress. When attacking your opponent, effects don't affect this
It's
Digimon?
basically Emperor
Yo,
Greymon.
hold up.
It's basically Emperor Greymon.
This is awesome. Hold up.
C,
I'm
I
like,
say C tier then.
hold up.
I don't. Yes, it's easy to
Yes.
learn, but I think there's a big difference where they can beat Shine and Armor Rush can beat Medusamon
Does it have a line?
without doing too much.
Hold up,
Where
hold up, hold up,
oh,
hold
I
up.
think Medusamon is C tier. What do you guys think?
I need to continue reading more about
You good?
Medusamon. I ain't gonna lie.
Because
I didn't know it existed.
because I don't feel comfortable because because it's your base because as you said it to me last week, Valhalla, it's your basic red deck that you can start and learn, and you learn how to play red.
It's a red. Okay, it's a red Liberator deck.
Right.
That's also it's a red Liberator deck that can be
It,
add one
Lux, it's your
reptile
base.
or
As much as it's a
dragonkin
liberator deck,
and
it's
add
your
one
basic
Liberator.
red deck. You can learn the game with this deck, and then evolve into Jesmon. You can evolve into Shine Greymon. This deck allows you to learn how to play Digimon, learn how to play red decks. Heck, you can learn this deck and then go to Gallantmon if you really want to, as well.
Dude, I'm learning this deck already. Hold on now.
So I say,
This
me
is
and
a
Valhalla
wild
say C.
deck.
What do you guys think? Because
Oh, this is towards that guy. That red Liberator deck
yes,
tamer.
yes. All right.
Huh.
So Valhalla, I see that you say
Monster
C
turn
is
when your
fine.
opponent's security
Somebody.
stack is removed. This is a. All right, I may have zoned out for a minute, but now I'm learning something. Could we hold off on the Medusa deck first for a
Okay.
bit though?
Okay.
I need to full tilt here for a bit
All right. We're gonna go to Galmon then.
because I think we
Galmon.
missing something.
Galmon. If we're gonna at this current moment, though it has a top and it can be played, I just don't think it's. I don't think it's in the same tier as Cross Hearts at the current moment. So I'm gonna say put it in D. What do you guys think?
Smite. Okay, hold up.
Lux,
Carry the
we going
5. What's up?
to,
My brain is. My
Galmon. You
brain
know
woke up.
the
I'm
Samurai
starting to build
Greymon.
stuff. Samurai Greymon.
I say put it
Okay.
in D
It's
tier at the current
powerful.
moment. Yes, it has a top.
Competitive.
It can play, but I can't. I don't feel comfortable putting it in C tier next to Crossheart. I even when beforehand I didn't even feel comfortable. I don't feel like Gal as it is easy to learn. And you can improve with it, but there's a like I said, there's a vast difference with a deck which I know I play. You know this. I am the
Hmm.
resident, as you guys put it in quotes, the resident Greymon player. And you know I will not say I wouldn't put a Greymon deck any low as D unless I have a good reason.
Oh God, this is crazy. Okay,
You're still looking at Medusamon.
okay.
You're drooling over Medusamon, aren't you? Hey yo, pause. No D.
I'm looking at potential. My brain just pulled a full on. Wait a minute, I could build something with this.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a minute since I wanted to build something. It uses a Restramon though. We can get rid of that and make
Yes, we
something
can.
better with it. Uh
Yes, we can.
oh
I already have other
Lamiamon, it
ideas.
does.
That's why. See, this is where we're literally at the
Oh,
halfway point right now.
hello
We're
there.
at
Let's
the
see.
halfway point.
First off, this
We have
progress
but six
effect
decks
is
in,
wild.
and right now
One
this is
second.
where it's
Just
hard
don't
for me
affect this.
because at least for me, it's been very hard to see the rest of Medusamon is in the same level as Crossheart. I do think Galmon is
Medusa
better
is an
than Digipolice,
engine.
and that's not even the question. It's just that I just don't feel. But this is where I would say then that the Galmon would be the obvious C tier lead and everything. But at this current moment, how we have the current list right now, this is where I put him in D tier because we
Notification to get onto this. Your turn. This one can't. This I can't. Delete turn.
Lux, did you,
Top part
Lux,
of your
you want to hear what Lux, you want to hear what Valhalla said?
Sure. What's he say?
You should use the tamer as your avatar, Lux. He looks kind of similar to one you're using.
I should just grab Mr. Owen Dreadnought over here and just borrow his
Hey,
entire fit.
he's the second black man in Digimon. The first black man uses Machinedramon.
Wait a minute. I think when we saw him, I was like, "Holy crap! It's a black Gilgamesh," because it looks like this motherfucker.
Black Gilgamesh.
No.
Okay, it
Okay.
just confirmed. Yo, you just confirmed that yes, that we all have played Fate's Grand Order here.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No,
I can't
no.
breathe. He comes back denying all of this. It's okay.
Oh god.
I'm not judged for it.
You know I'm hurt, right? I'm
Valhalla,
injured.
being stop being Obi-Wan Kenobi for 10 seconds. Now, the meme master is not needed right now.
You hold up. I can build this deck. Do a couple of play tests here and there. This is
The deck is not.
this is
Here's okay.
awesome.
If we're gonna stay with
Hold on.
Medusamon before we go into Galmon, Medusamon is not really that
No, no.
expensive.
Go to everything else. Yeah, which is why I think because it's going through all the criterias right now, because it's very affordable. Hold
But
up, let me read the criteria.
its power level maxes at the same point of Crossheart. That's why I say they're in the same tier.
You're right, Josh. You're right, Valhalla. This is crazy. Ozymandias. Oh boy, it's the same picture.
Oh my god! You again. You're just confirming to the people. Yes, we played Fate Grand Order.
We suffered through Fate Grand Order.
We suffered
Let me just read
we
the.
suffered too much with Fate Grand Order.
I would like to state for the record, most of the stuff that's already in A and B are red deck adjacent.
Yes. So,
So
well, yes, and yes,
it's
yes,
red
yeah.
adjacent.
But it's obvious. But here's the thing: Medusa with Medusamon,
Medusamon is easy to learn.
yes,
Competitively strong is a coin toss because I need to really read all of its effects and stuff.
it can.
And
Uh, uh,
flashable and
Valhalla, they won a tournament or two, right?
holiday fun. Are you telling me that I'm about to? Okay.
Yeah, they got tops. They got tops. So that's not the question. But I also,
Rely a
but
little too much
that
on
the
these
thing
option
is,
cards,
you can't
though.
even agree with me that it maxed it out at the same power level as Crossouts, where at least with Armor Rush and Shine, these can fuck with tier 1 decks where their reason they're not tier 1 is because they're not consistent enough. Where
Oh,
yes,
don't worry.
Medusamon
Give me
is
like
more
a
consistent than
hours with
Shine
this. I can
and
make.
Armor Rush, but they can't beat them at power level.
This is the new card.
Yeah.
They even use mana Kidmon.
Yes.
So they gave him a purpose, and this purpose is viable.
Yes.
Hold up. Mm, it doesn't.
That's why I think Medusamon is C.
Oh,
No, because Galmon. The problem with Galmon is it
I
doesn't
use
have it
Greymon to
doesn't.
fix that.
The problem with Galmon is it doesn't have the same. It is a black version of Medusamon, but where Medusamon is better, Galmon doesn't have the same stuff. Because as much as anything, Greymon relies on having its inherent effects more than it does with Medusamon. And the problem with Gaiomon is that he doesn't have TP protection. He
Shall
doesn't
fix
have any of that stuff.
anybody
You
for
fuck up his line,
Iron Rock.
you're going back to 0, and you have no way to recover.
Mm,
Your
I need to read what
your
the option
hit
cards are.
you have to play certain tamers to do certain things. That also limits your searchers. Galmon. I Samurai Black War Greymon. I've been just calling Samurai Black War Greymon. I can it is yeah.
Reduce Scots by 4. Delete when your opponent's digital
Galgamon is
rest.
not on
TP
this
good
list
place to
because
start.
Galgamon is
Lock
not a
in.
good deck to start with. Sorry, deck with because
Play 3
they
reptiles or
limit
dragons.
the deck
To
like
develop
crazy.
into a reptile or dragon can. Oh, okay. Okay.
That's why I
We
think.
might.
That's why I think.
All right. I did my deep dive.
No, I'm not saying
I'm
Galgamon.
gonna save
I'm
this
Galgamon's
because
not on
that
the
is a.
list.
Hmm?
Josh is looking at Galgamon. He's saying Galgamon's not on the list. He's on honorable mention with Beelzemon. All right, honorable mentions: Beelzemon and Galgamon.
Beelzebub
We couldn't agree if it's a good starter deck or not
has a good.
because two of us agree,
It's a
two
good
of us says
competitive,
maybe. We
but
have to all agree.
Nah, I
we
mean,
had
yeah,
Beelzebub with
yeah, yeah. It's
the,
it's basically just
if not
Okay,
the
yeah.
highest.
so you're saying I, it then see I no Josh he can't. He is not as powerful as Shine. He's not as powerful as Flamedramon. He's not even he's
But they're not comparing them to those cards. We're comparing to them overall
I
against
comparing
other
them
matches.
overall. You can make a line, and that line, the line, you're talking to your resident Greymon player, who would say would tell you, that how what I do to fuck with people with just Black War Greymon, who has all right. The thing with him isn't the thing with him is you're not gonna. So with him, he is really doing hitting you with security attacks and rebooting and playing defense at high DP. But he has the biggest downside.
Now,
Yes, it got
the
a top, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing that we were talking about beforehand, where where you were right about Crossheart. This is the thing I also know. It's I have to look at this where if you have to make us if because where before anything, where are we putting Medusa? Are we putting her in C or B? Let's. I
Uh,
say C.
I vote B.
Me and Valhalla say C. Somebody C or B.
for Medusa Mon,
Yes.
and that's the one you said that's red and very uh low
Red
burn,
deck
right?
Unga
Red,
Boonga
but
does damage, but its
oh, it's
max
more than
power
it's
is
not
as
Unga
it's
Bunga.
close to Cross Hearts.
It is not Unga Bunga.
Bruh,
I
it
will
is Unga
argue
Boonga.
that it's not Unga Bunga. That's the thing.
I'm just
It's
saying it's just your
a
basic
great
red deck.
line to have in any red deck, but you have to make sure you're playing something that does Dragonkin or Reptile.
Yeah.
So remove those stupid Agumon cards, put in some Guillaumons, and you're set. That sucker's gonna be gas. Remove the
We're gonna
stinking X
I say
anybody
let's okay.
and throw in Rush, you're good. Here's my argument for it. All of its cards play around Reptile and all that. They
Yes,
also play
but
around the
it's
basic front
but
line of saying
here's the thing.
hit a red deck.
Here's the thing.
And progress
This is
is what I
where
really like
power
about it.
scales does it. It maxes it out at the same place where, like you were saying, all this and it can recover really well. So it's the same thing like Crossheart. You if they're first seeing Shine, if they're first seeing Armor Rush, okay, you know that you're gonna have to redo it again. You can redo it again with no problem. You get my point? So it's in the same
Honestly,
tier as Crossheart.
if I can get the parts, I can build something that can make every I think if
But
I get the
again, that's
parts, I
you.
can make
We
this
know
thing
that.
compete against Shine, if anything.
So can we do we all agree C at the current moment? Because it can change, but we know that
I have
this
to
thing's
build.
might
I'll
change,
have to build a deck.
huh?
I might have to turn. I have to make a video just me building this. This is gonna be
I
crazy.
guess. But at the current moment, is it
It's a
C? Yes or no?
Liberty-based deck.
I say C too.
Yes, I'll say C.
Yeah, we'll go with C.
All right,
Honestly, I have to see it in action.
fair enough. Just watch the
Ha
videos. It's
ha
really fun.
ha
It's a really
ha.
fun deck. Valhalla was right. It's a really fun deck. Now with Medusa Mon being C,
Oh, I was right. I'm gonna have
then
fun building
yes,
this. Can't believe
Samurai Greymon,
Medusa had to get my
Gaomon,
attention again.
Gaiomon has to be D because as if you delete its line, it takes you have to climb right back
Mm,
up. You have no way to warp Digivolve.
mm,
You have no way to get you so you're playing one line at a time. It's hard. It really is hard to it's not hard to play, but it's hard to maintain with because you have no protection. You can but if you put let's put in Greymon, let's put Greymon X or Metal, and so you can have the protection. Now you slow down the deck because you're you're now adding an extra step, and you might not get a certain card. Where if you're playing Tumon Greymon, you can do it because you know how you're playing. Galmon is really your Digivolving fast, and you're trying to hit multiple stacks at high thing. If you and with the and this is good right now because a lot of people don't use deletion option cards as much, so you're not worried, and you can hit security with just knowing you're 18k, and you're gonna delete anything even level sevens. But the downside is if something like if if something like Greymon, if Shine Greymon or Armor Rush, because Armor Rush is gonna blitz you faster, so you won't be able to get onto defense fast enough. Shine's gonna DP reduce you. Heck, even Crossheart can freaking can reduce your DP so he can swing over you at when you're at level 4 and level 5. And then Medusamon can easily beat Gaomon. It's not even a. It's not
Goodness.
even about. I'm not getting on the match. When you thinking of power level, I am comparing it to the others. If I'm gonna, if anything, right, right now, it's not. I don't think this is C. It cannot be B. If if
What,
right now
Galmon?
it's if let me go. Okay, so I'm gonna
I'll let you finish your tangent.
let me say something.
I'll
If I'm gonna have
be.
to choose what would S tier of how to learn a deck and be easy to learn a deck. One, Machinedramon S tier, Galamon S tier, Shine S tier, Crossheart S tier. A tier will be Armor Rush, Medusamon A to B. It you just gotta, and then it's B to C for machine from for Digipolice. With Galmon, yes, it's S tier, but then when you look at power scale, it's D. It's maybe C, but it's D. Realistically D because look, you could do a lot of damage. Yes, it got a top, but when if you're going, let's say I'm gonna go to my locals, and I'm gonna and if my locals has, your locals is gonna have a Gallantmon, a Machinedramon, Shine Greymon, Armor Rush. You're going to go 0-4 more times than not, or 1-3. Because if they could get to you fast enough, or they could mess with your line easier, that's what hurts you. Now, here's now that's that's the biggest problem about that's the biggest problem with Gamma. It has no protection for itself. And yes, you can say yes, specific matchup. But that's the thing about Digimon. You're you especially where we're making a tier list about starter decks where matchups will be a thing, and how you would get around the matchups. You could get Gaomon to get around the matchups, but then once you versus a tier 1 deck like Machinedramon, like Gallantmon, you're just standing there. You're just like, what can I do? Because he can delete me at the lower end tiers, and I have no way of protection. Because I'm gonna be very honest, when I had protection, that's the only reason I was able to be Gallantmon when I could be Gallantmon with Black War Greymon, because I have protection. If I didn't have protection, Gallantmon is beating me. So if I have protection just to get over Gallantmon, how is Gallantmon going to get over a tier 1 deck? So obviously you're down looking at other things. And the only deck, and then yes, specific matchups, competitive aspect. Those are the thing. If we want to say is this a casual deck and everything, this is then yes, this is a good casual deck. Yes, you could bring it to locals. Yes, this can top. But where you are gonna be looked, but if you're going to, if honestly, where the best way for you to upgrade this will be you're waiting for the next set to give you new cards. It is a thing. Now, here's the thing where you're now looking at cross hearts. Why? Honestly, saying you're gonna, it's cheaper to get cross hearts than it is to get Diamond, and you will be able to. And honestly, it is a lot easier to learn. Like I said, it's an S tier. It's competitively well. It's cheap. But guess what? We know the power limit of it. So guess what? It is. It's yes, it's going to struggle against certain things. Yes, if you here's the thing. It honestly, this is where honestly, right? Honestly, this is where I have. This is where I don't, because if we want to put Galmon, every because there, there's no way that Galmon is in the same tier as Medusamon and Cross Arts, it's insulting to these two decks, especially Cross Art, who can be a lot better if they unban their level 4. But you know they won't because it's very broken. They're not unban, unlimit if that's at 4 again. And right now, with what they have gotten, what they're able to do, and what it is likely shown, I have to, it's good. Yes, it's good. It's better than Digi Police, but it's not on the same tier as Crossout and Medusamon. And knowing that you can go get a better deck for a lot cheaper, like you get the aspect of getting Greymon when they give because as we know Greymon, it's like Pikachu. You know they're gonna get, then you know they're gonna produce money for it. But as it is, you know how I know hella expensive it gets. So it's hard for me to say yes when you can go with a cheaper option. And every time new upgrades come for the deck, at most you're spending $5 for an upgrade, and it just synergizes a lot better. You'll be moving a couple level 7s around at most. That's my tangent. What do you guys say? Hello?
I say that I am hilarious, and you will quote everything that I say. But other than that, oh goodness. So before I forget, right now what we have in the tier list is pretty solid and pretty accurate to the 3 criteria. Now before I forget, did you say Galmon or Samurai Black War?
Samurai Black War Greymon.
Should
I can't say it's no with my speech impediment. I have a hard time saying his name.
It's perfectly fine. I'm just double checking to confirm which tier did you believe we should put it in?
D.
Because it's powerful, yes. Rebuilding from the ground up is a hassle,
Very much.
and competitively, it's option cards, tamer effects, and the stuff you could build around it. Because again, it's a Greymon, technically a Black War Greymon, so there's limits to what you can build for it. But the deck itself has enough ways for you to develop it into a different style. Because you play Greymon differently than I play Greymon, which is different than what Valhalla plays Greymon, and it'll be vastly different than how
Right. Right.
somebody
We
wants
all
to
agree.
play
So for
Greymon.
those who don't know, we all agree. Digit Police level 6, he's a Greymon. He looks like War Greymon but with guns. You cannot lie, Valhalla. You
He's
know
just a
it's
War
true.
Greymon that decided to become a cop, and that's a respectable business line. Just
It's
like the
true.
Numamon decided to become police officers. It's
I
respectable.
know you never deny it. It's just like I had just had to say it like that. No into your heart. I just like
So
doing that.
technically, despite all that, it's better than, and I hate saying this, but it's better than the D Police.
Yes, I
So
agree.
unfortunately, I would say it at least goes into a C tier because of its versatility. I can argue B tier, and I can almost see an A,
Is somebody
but
still in the
it's
chat?
us. I think he's awake. You went
Somebody, are
on
you there? You
a very long speech.
we need you. You're the deciding
I know
factor.
Valhalla. I'm sorry. If it doesn't go into B, I can safely say C. If you put it in D tier, then you've insulted my deck building and play strategies and
Hey,
how to
hey,
fight
hey, hey,
around these
hey, hey, hey.
behemoths.
I am.
And if you put it in
How
S
dare
tier,
you?
then you are a Greymon fanatic, and I say down with Greymon, rise up my Gallantmons and Beelzemons, and soon we'll even replace them with a Medusamon once I'm done building this monster, because I'm gonna do something crazy
I'm
with
gonna put it in C for right now. I because you guys, it's two against one. I don't know if somebody's there. I I strongly disagree. I think yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Disagree with what?
So Samurai Black
What
War
would you
Grandline,
put?
they
Where would you
they
put it in
both were
this
saying to
ranking?
put it in C. I strongly disagree. Yes, it's a good deck, but its rebuildability is so bad.
That's why it's in C.
That's what, but so is Crossout and Medusa Mon, but they're better to rebuild faster than than
Yes,
him.
but it also
Okay,
fails in a couple of criteria, hence why C.
so I have a main question. How
And you have a main
easy
answer.
is it to learn?
Not
It's
as
a BC learn. It's not really that hard. It's it's not really that hard to
somebody.
learn. It's just that it's more about when to for timing on its thing because it's you're basically you have to make sure it's also consistency problems with it because the biggest thing that we have that's why it's a big thing like it has the same consistency
So
problem as Shine Greymon and Armor Rush.
it's on par with learning. It's like you learning Alt Force Vidramon.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
how easy it is to learn, and that's how difficult it is. It needs specific parts. It needs a special tamer. It needs to make sure it goes to bed before 9.
10.
And make sure you give it its emergency blanket. It's
No
like
emergency
that.
sword.
Sorry, it's emergency nightlight, known as its sword, because it gets scared. But it's easy to build, as opposed to if you have all the parts, it's easy to build in a battle. It's timing wise, so you don't want to build into everything immediately. You want to build tall and
Well,
build like a side
it's
line
more
just in
okay. So
case you lose it.
okay, it's more or less
It's Alt Force Veedramon for Greymon,
here's the thing. Here's the
but it's
thing.
stronger than
Here's the
Alt
thing.
Force V.
If here's the thing. It and this is my honest opinion. If they had used if you could use uh Metal Greymon X in the deck, then I
I'll
can
be right
def
back. So if my model looks idle, that's just me disappearing
What?
for a minute.
yeah. Well, then my right
Good
now
boy.
the reason I can't say you don't use Metal Greymon X, and that at least reduces prevents you get DP reduction. But you use freaking what's not not Metal. What's the other level 5 Greymon? What's his name? Fuck. What's his name? I got let me the name for the level 5 Greymon in Shine. It is it is Rise Greymon. They use a Rise Greymon as its other level 5, which allows you to play a tamer, which is really good because you don't. It just says on this evolution play a tamer. Any tamer, you don't have to attack. You don't have to do anything. It's just on this evolution. So it's with how with it. I, look, I'm gonna put it in C. You guys say C. I I just think that it's yes, its power is good. It's A tier power, but with everything else, it pushes it lower than the other stuff. I put it in C for right now, but I don't agree with C. I really don't. Is that where because if you don't have protection, I'm assuming you can climb up faster and how everything else here is easy to rebuild. Even with Digipolice is easier to rebuild, but obviously I think it's a lot stronger than Digipolice. No offense, Valhalla. I just don't agree. Like don't. I just don't agree. It's at this current moment of how the list is. I don't think it's a C tier list, but obviously I'm outnumbered. All right. The next option. All right, somebody. All right, next. Right now it's me and Valhalla. Valhalla, what do you think about Adventure Ultra S? C or B? I feeling it's on the same range as B tier, but I can see you putting C tier. What do you think? I can see it in C. I think it should be in B tier, but I can see it in C tier. I Especially that you're going from Adventures Ultra S to Ultra S deck later on, so that would make it an A tier deck. Not this type. It will be a tier one deck, but it will be in the same tier. Once you go to Ultra S deck, you will be in the same tier as Gallantmon and Machine Dramon as we have it right now. But at the current moment, it's it has it's in. I think it's like in between B and C, where it is. Yes, it's a good deck. It's a good way to learn how to play the Ultra S deck, but you can get better. Once you understand how to play Adventures Ultra S, you can easily transition to regular Ultra S. Okay, we can put in. We wait for everyone else on that one. It can't. It's not A because Ultra S is A. It is most definitely the pre-evolution to Ultra S, as we were talking about before. Because with Ultra S, we have remember my reason why I wouldn't have wanted to put regular Ultra S is because you have to. It's about timing about what with the warp evolutions. Fuck. I think we should have just done regular Ultra S. I think you might have been right to just done regular Ultra S. I'm thinking about it right now. Why does? What do you think? Because if we do regular Ultra S, then we can easily put that in the same tier as Machine Dramon and Gallantmon. What do you think? Because the only reason it had me thinking is because of Armor Rush, and then when with what somebody said, it's just like, oh shoot, yeah, you can use level fives, but you don't really use level fives as much. It's just about timing. The problem is, I think the problem is about learning the deck is that it has the same problem of needing the right cards at the right time, but it's easy to learn. Here's the thing. Fucking hell. Power level, power wise, it's obviously it's a tier one deck. We know it's a tier one deck, so it's on the same tier as Machine Dramon and Gallantmon. It clears Gallantmon. It's 50-50 with Machine Dramon. Number two, it's not too expensive. It's around 250, 200. Omnimon is really gonna break the bank for you. You get my point? But consistency wise, it has shitty consistency like Shine and Armor Rush, but it isn't as shitty. Isn't super shitty. Isn't things like yeah, you'll get to it, but you might get to it really late. But so if we should we switch? Should we switch? Should we switch it? Adventures to just regular Omnimon Ultra S. And for those who know, I looked up the prices. Omnimon Ultra S is a deck that I am upgrading. Axe Valhalla. So if you ask any, they know I play Ultra S deck. Look, okay. So if we keep this as adventures, then it's a B tier deck. But if we change it to Ultra S, it's pure Ultra S. It's a eight. It's a A tier. Like G. You were right though. You know. Here's the thing. You were right. We should have just done Ultra S. You were right. We should have just done Ultra S. All right. So we're gonna. Okay. Well, okay. How so far? How are you liking the team? We'll wait for somebody or Lux to return. What do you feel so far, Valhalla? How are you feeling with everything? Valhalla. Can you hear me? Okay. I am making sure. Uh, Armor Rush. They they are just under. They're tier. They're the top two tier two decks. If you shine, shine, we shine is not a C tier deck. Shine is not
On
a
the
C tier,
comeback.
C tier deck. It has more. Definitely has tops. It and then it definitely outbeats everything. It beats everything. Plus, it's still, remember it still has ruin mode, so it blankets a lot of the field. So it's literally messes with a lot of decks. This is your direct, and this is out. If you cannot afford Sakuyamon, so if you can't afford to be a Gooner, Shine Greymon is it. And now, especially with Sakuyamon getting hit, you're gonna see Shine take its spot.
Probably.
Welcome back, Lux. Right now we're trying. So right now, Valhalla is saying to put Adventure Ultra S in A B. I'm saying B C, but I'm also saying we should switch it Adventure Ultra S to Ultra S because after talking with somebody about Armor Rush, now it puts me thinking, oh, we should have just done regular Ultra S like they said. So if we keep it as Adventures Ultra S, I think it's a B tier deck.
I can agree. Granted, it's
Well, no,
also
Josh, no,
fairly
it doesn't
new,
really have
but
too much
it's
going for it. Shine Grandma, you're literally just climbing, and then you're just learning how to attack with Marcus. It's not that hard to learn. Me and
Uh,
Lux literally taught a player how to play Shrine Greymon. It took us what 2 games, maybe a game, right, Lux?
uh-huh.
It's really not that hard. And it's really just knowing which markers to use at a certain time, but it's very hard to mess that one up. Right, it has right now, yes, right now it only has one top. The reason is it's because of Sakuyamon. Sakuyamon it can go faster to its level 7 than freaking Shine Greymon. So why would you not play Sakuyamon if you're then Shine Greymon? But with Sakuyamon getting the hit and the ban list, Shine's gonna be getting a big boost because of that. Yellow was being represented by Sakuyamon. You hear me, Valhalla?
Uh-huh.
And Sakuyamon was the yeah, we're gonna go fast to level 6 to level 7. We're gonna DB reduction you like hell. Okay, if I can't, but I can't afford Sakuyamon because their level 6s and level 7 are expensive. Shine Greymon. Ooh, yeah. That's the only reason why. Well, Shine's about to be the better deck because they literally said, and I quote, "Fuck you, Sakuyamon." Right, Lux?
Uh-huh.
They literally said, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." All
So
right.
say careful. Yep. Don't be singing that song. We'll get in copyrights.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's just okay. Even though it's gonna, can we? Okay, right at the current moment. What? Okay, do Ultra S just in general. Where do you want to put Ultra S, guys? If we switch it from Adventures to just regular LTS, I don't mind putting in A, but if we do Adventures LTS, because of the Adventures engine, it slows it down a little bit, so I would prefer to put it in B. But what do you guys think? Because it's all you have to remember is when to warp Digivolve and what tamers are on the field. It's the same thing like Shrine Greymon. Same thing like Armor Rush. What do you guys think?
Uh, Hold up, I need to read something here.
And I would like to congratulate every, I want to
Did
congratulate everyone who were at the
DP22 show
3 hour
up?
mark for this week's podcast. Uh, didn't think that we didn't plan for us to talk about different likes and then Absolute Batman and the Absolute Universe.
Uh,
You one day we'll just do an episode of me and Valhalla just talking about Star Wars, and it might be 12-hour episode, right, Valhalla?
Possibly. I'm just here reading.
I know it could be 20 hours, but do you think they'll be able to last with us for that long? They'll be like, why are they still talking about the same thing? They went over this like 3 hours ago. Okay, quick story in between while I'm waiting for us, Lux to decide on where he wants to place Alter S or Adventures Alter S. Me and Valhalla we were
Uh,
talking about Star Wars, and we were just randomly just did a call, had everyone in it. They left around it was on a weekend when I was not working on the weekends, and they left around like 4 or 5 o'clock. And then they came back around like 9:10 because we were still doing the call. They come back to us in a debate on having us say what is much cheaper, doing the hold on maneuver so you can win the Clone Wars, or building the clone army. We were doing the
Mm.
math for it, discussing the math, discussing everything, sending links in the chat of where of everything and trying to find the cost. They left, and we were still doing that to what 2 a.m. in the morning. The only reason we stopped because I was tired, and I was tired because I was up all night the night before because I was at a party. Yeah, pretty much 20 hours is him being nice. We could probably go days. All we need is food and some energy drinks, and we'll just be talking about Star Wars nonstop. Right, Valhalla? Get us some boba, some energy drinks, some food. Well, we'll just be talking. Yeah, that's how big of Star Wars nerds we are. That we only reason we stopped that day was because I was tired, not because of Valhalla was tired. Because I was tired because I was out at a party a night before. Yeah, I know. I'm a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Lux, did you decide?
Because these decks are fairly new, and we all know that soon they're going to get some more support, I will safely say we should put them in B
Okay.
and C respectively.
Okay, so Alter S is in B
Since
or
these are the two. Okay, since they're both together,
yeah,
I say
because
put
what
them
happened is
in B
this is
respectively.
representing Adventures Alter S. So your main goal is still to get to Alter S, but you're using the Adventures engine. But then there's regular Alter S where you're just warping. And after discussing with somebody about yes, it's like you don't that you're most of the time you're not using a level 5. Think about it. Learning how to warp isn't really that hard. It's just card consistency, and it we know it has the same card consistency as Shine and Armor Rush. So why not just teach them Ultra S off the bat? And
That is fair.
this is the thing. I will be very honest. Valhalla said, "Why not Ultra S?" I had the concern that about the warping, but then after because we didn't really discuss much with somebody about Armor Rush until today's episode. We didn't really because it didn't come in my mind like Armor Rush has the same thing, but it's not really that hard to learn. And I'm like, and now I'm like, I feel like I messed up
You
on that
probably
because
did. That's all
I'm
right,
gonna
buddy.
make somebody learn a deck that is a stepping point, but you could just learn the actual powerful version of the deck off the point. So if it's regular Ultra S, I say S tier behind in front of Gallantmon, behind Machine Dramon. But if it's gonna be Adventures Ultra S, it's at the end of B tier. What do you guys think? Not the end, but around the same tier. Not the end. Let me say it's at the end between Shine and Flame and Armor Rush, but it's not really the end. End. You get my point? It's at the end of this group. What do you guys think?
Mm, at the end of what? Of B rank?
It will be at the end of B rank just because there's nothing else. If there's nothing else behind it at the current moment. But if we do regular Alter S, it's in front of Gallantmon and behind Machine Dramon.
I can see that.
How does that sound? I'm waiting for Valhalla. When was the last time we did a 3-hour video?
Since this is a podcast without any edits,
Yeah. Trying to find a. I'm still trying to
a
find a way
while.
to how to put this on Spotify so we can also have a Spotify link as well. Trying to. I'm gonna find a way. You guys know that.
Oh, if there's a will, there's a way.
I don't know. I say even the Venture Ultra S is a regular beat. Oh no, I here's the thing. I'm not see. Only reason I'm saying it's at the end of B tier at the current moment because there's something else behind. You get my point. I think Adventures Ultra S is like still a good deck, but I think Shine and Armor are slightly better than them, slightly. So it's only reason I'm saying is at the end of B tier. I should have never said at the end of B tier. I should have just said B tier. You get my point?
Oh,
I might have me saying at the end of B tier is very much insulting to the deck because it's it's a B tier deck, but I say at the end of B tier, and it's only because I think Armor Rush and Shrine are a little bit better. But when you think of regular Ultra S, it's right between Gallantmon and right between Machine Dramon. Machine Dramon is the best deck. Gallantmon is the last of the best deck in this same tier, and and Ultra S is right in the middle. You, am I making any sense?
somewhat.
Valhalla. That's yeah. Okay, so let's just put because this picture it's Adventures Ultra S. It's here, but if we want to say it's uh if it's regular Ultra S, it's right here. I mean, but okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I am going to give me 1 second. 1 second. I am going to. Okay, so you guys will see the screen. I am just adding. I they can't see it right now, but I'm going to just go to get a picture of Ultra S real quick. Copy image. Oh, I gotta save the image. Give me 1 second. You guys are seeing what I'm doing right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Just don't mind me right now. I'm trying to add something. No, not yet. I'm trying to. All right. All right. They can see again real quick. I just added regular Ultra S. So how? Okay, are you guys finding how that looks? Are you guys fine with how that looks? Do you see what I did? Well, I don't. I think Armor Rush I kind of disagree. Armor Rush kind of beats it because of one card, Magnum on X. That's the only reason. Magnum on X is the reason why. Do you know which Magnum on X I'm talking about, right? Valhalla? Yeah, the new one. Well, it ain't new anymore, but the most recent one. So, um, I understand where you're coming from, but I think because of Magnum on X, it slightly has the advantage on that, slightly, and the fact that it can blitz you fast as well. But I also know that. So here's the thing. In to be honest, you choose any of these three decks, it can still match up very well against the tier one. But these are the options you don't want to fuck with. So because if you don't have to see them, you're gonna have a happier day. If one of these three tops, you're gonna it's perfectly understandable because these three can and they can beat them. All right,
I had
Jessmon,
to
where
mute
do we
my
put
headset.
Jessmon? Should we'll wait for our good resident
Uh,
Jessmon player to go first.
Jesmon
Our,
is C tier.
I said let our resident Jessmon player pick first, but dang,
Well, he's the resident Jesmon player. I'm sticking to my non-biased opinions.
non-biased
C tier.
opinion, knowing that you lost to Jessmon so many times because one guy.
No, even if I lost to Jesmon so many times, Jesmon can brick heavily.
That's really
So I
true.
would say C tier.
It definitely has that
If
brick
I
factor.
if I took away the if I took away the no, if I added biasm, I would have given B tier.
Okay, I see that. Realistically, yeah, the biggest problem with Jessmon is just it bricks.
Also,
It's just
too many moving parts.
not really. That's why I say I don't think C tier. I think it's a B tier because its ceiling's high, but it doesn't.
I guess
It,
we get it at everything. Okay, I can see it. If not, then I can agree to B tier.
because it's like yes, it bricks. All three of these
But
decks in B tier
also,
brick.
Valhalla
That's
is
not
gonna
even the
give us
question.
his unbiased opinion to it.
He- I'm gonna I'm going the opposite direction. It's pretty linear and strong.
Yeah, and I give it credit for that. One also that is linear.
Wait,
Deep
are you
Ellipse.
saying that?
But look
Are
where they
you
are
agreeing that
now.
it can break at time, but it's still a good? It's but like you're
Hmm.
saying it's linear and it's everything you said. Okay, yeah, okay, B. Yeah, I have. It's in B tier again. You bring any of these four decks to your locals, and you see one of these three decks. Yes, you'll struggle, but you can win against them and take tops. That is no question. Now, yes, it bricks.
Unless you find someone who's better,
Yeah, but now, yes,
who believes in playing a slight gimmick and a niche 3 card combo that says, "Hey, stop that. I want to win."
but
Or hit someone with well, let's see, we have a red card, a black card over there. So they can just hit someone with Hades for us and call it a day.
you're never gonna let me go on that, are you?
Hmm. Can't hear you from this crater that I'm in. From the
You wanted me to.
380
You.
force.
I'm sorry you had to
Ah,
versus another Greymon. It's not my
no, you should
fault that
apologize for
freaking the
cursing me.
judge literally messed up the freaking thing.
Anyway, hold up. We're not gonna get into that. I just wanted to throw that one joke out there because if we've been streaming for 3 whole hours, sorry, podcast for 3 whole hours,
First time you
and
forget
if God,
me and Josh go days just talking about Star Wars.
uh-huh, and I can go another 30 minutes talking about uh
Digimon.
what was that, Medusamon over here,
Yeah.
but I ain't gonna do that
Hey, we can if you want to.
yet.
Okay, so
Well,
right now
well,
our last two
in the
is
next time we do a podcast, I'm actually gonna do like a unboxing of BT22.
bet. We'll do that next week.
For some reason, my brain. Well, maybe not next week because I have another side gig I gotta go to.
Okay, so we'll do it the following week, or we'll switch the day, whatever day you're available.
Yeah, whichever
Okay,
happens.
Metal
And for
Greymon,
the right, can eat a
not Metal Greymon. I mean Blue Flare.
can also eat a digital. But
Sukamon.
let me get my non-biased energy.
Uh,
Blue
okay,
Flare has the
it's a
same
D
treatment
tier deck.
as Crossheart. However, I would honestly put it at
D
B,
tier.
maybe A.
It's not. It's not A. It's not B. It's a D tier deck. It's
It's more consistent than Crossheart. It can actually throw more hands
it has
than
zero
Crossheart.
tops.
It doesn't need 0 tops to beat Crossheart.
But Crossfire has a top. It's like this is why I can't put.
Man,
I think the previous thing with Blue Flare is that every time it gets a new card, it's not consistent with what your
see,
level fives are.
Valhalla has it. Valhalla's correct on it. It's B because it's easy to play, but not as strong as it once was.
So we're just gonna. It's we okay. So we can agree
Unfortunately,
it's D. It's S tier on money wise. It's S tier. It's S tier at it's S
he says he'll go as low
it's
as
S
C.
tier on learning curve. S tier is money wise, but it's a D tier in power because all these decks can beat it. But the reason you put in B tier because it's easy because of the other two S tiers. But I let you guys
Yep.
decide B or C because honestly, I
We'll
understand.
put B because somebody once would probably make it A. So B might be the best middle ground if we can't fully agree on anything. Like
Valhalla.
D tier, it's unfortunate for D police, but it has to hold that letter. It's in its name. But
Because
it's
that's the only reason I feel like this is. Only
it's
reason I
easy to
say it's
learn,
a
but it's
not.
terrible at the moment.
The problem is the thing is it's weak, but it's a easy to learn deck and everything. That's why I think it should be in D
Wait
tier because
for
it's
S
not as
Brigade.
powerful.
Yeah, give it BT25, where we get Super Brigade, where they no longer want to be police officers, they're now just a hero agency. Just imagine Super Numamon
Oh my god!
and Super Commandramon.
No,
It's just a bunch of they can either be pulling a Sentai or a Power Rangers moment.
oh my
Their
god!
gimmick is using their tamers to
Look!
actually
Look!
destroy
Let's
the
not start
Digivice
because
into
I wanted to also talk about freaking Power Rangers Venom. We didn't have
yeah.
time for that. No, it's actually a thing, but we just didn't have. We'll probably talk after the. Now you got want to talk about that.
Nope. Now nope. That's gonna be for another episode.
Fine. We're
Haha.
fine.
Content.
Where do you guys say where do you guys want me to put metal blue flare?
Blue Flare gets.
B or
Hmm.
where you guys want it? Isn't
I'm pretty sure we agreed Blue Flare would be B tier.
are you confirming B
The
tier
lowest it
Valhalla? Because I'm gonna respectfully, I respectfully understand why you guys said that. It's the weakest of
At
all the
lowest
decks
is
here,
C
but it's so easy to learn. So
because,
freaking easy to
as
learn.
like you said, easy to learn, cheap. It has a very good safety net. It has a good gimmick for play style. It's not the strongest purely because of its level 5 problem. It came out during the era of Cross Hearts, so there's that. Besides,
The problem,
there was another
okay,
deck that came out with
so
Cross Heart,
my
the
thing
purple one.
with it is that it has the and Valhalla can agree with me, or I don't know if he would, but it has the Musketeer problem. Then every time it gets new support, it really doesn't synergize with the old support. It says it's supposed
You
to,
knew.
but then 9 times out of 10, after you realize a couple weeks, you take out the new support and then you go with the old, back with the old support. You have certain, yes, it'll give you certain things, but when you go to the level 5s, you're still using the old level 5s. You're not even using the new level 5s. At that point, you're just, that's the biggest problem, and then you can't. There's no good level 6, and you're trying to find a good level 6. At one point, I was
Eating on you like
literally
chicken patty
playing
right now.
Red Black War Greymon with Raid just so I can have a good level
Don't
6
compare
because he
Blue Flare to
digivolves on
Musketeers.
any
You can
Digimon with
still
Metal
play them in the
Greymon in
same
its
deck.
name.
Musketeers is 3 complete separate decks, hence the name Three Musketeers. Amen. Good job, Valhalla.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't disagree with him. He is not wrong on the Musketeers thing,
So
but
let me
I'm
write this
saying
down.
about
So we're
the
going to turn
synergy with
Valhalla into a
certain
robot
cards. Yes, you can
with
still play
the Three
Blue Flare.
Musketeers
You cannot
logo
play.
on the side.
It hurts. It's annoying.
Should I add a
It's
battle
annoying.
sister right
Fuck.
next to him just to add variety?
Bloom Lord,
Keep in mind, I can't really.
B or C? I
We'll just put
say
we put a
B.
potted plant next to like his. If we had to build him a
I say
character,
B. I can see argument for C, but I think B.
I will agree with B. And then when Valhalla and somebody shows back up, we can edit this up
Well,
and do a
oh,
slight debate
somebody
on any
is
of
done. I
these
think he's done for
tiers.
the day. He had a lot of stuff, so he might not come return. We can edit this after we finish. We're waiting for
Hmm
Valhalla's last. I
Just
think
imagine me. The
this is
thumbnail's
another
gonna go on.
category of it's a solid deck. It's not as powerful as used to, but it's very consistent, and because of that consistency. But is it easy to learn? No. It's on that C tier, easy to learn, but it's S tier in how cheap it is, and it's about B tier how powerful it is. So I say B. Yeah. So we all agree B. Honestly, I think Bloomlord was really the easiest one for us all to agree on, right?
Hmm
Because I don't think I could hear the argument for C, but I think it's really a B because it's it's has too many moving pieces because it's just because you got to figure out where you want to do certain things with your level 5s and level 4s. But once you learn how to do it, it's not as powerful. I remember when it was more powerful. We were talking about this earlier. Uh, we were talking about this earlier about the Sakuyamons being expensive, because we're talking about the Hydramon alt art, right, Lux?
hmm
Yeah,
I remember we talked about Hydramon, and I refused to ever look up Hydramon again.
I don't know why you looked up the Hydramon alt art. I didn't tell you to look up the Hydramon
It
art.
wasn't the altar I searched up. It was Hydramon in general.
Oh, it was a really good card. It's still a good card. You
I
just
had to double check what the heck Hydramon did. I
it
couldn't even
it
get to read the line
synergized
of
way
text. I
too
felt like
well
I
with
had to go
Bloomlord.
to Jesus.
Okay,
I felt like I had
now
to go
with
back to
nothing
church.
left,
Speaking of Hydramon, I just realized I have the new Hydramon from EX9.
it's not as good as the old
And
Hydramon.
yeah, but it's not as obvious with its design.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. But the alt art for Hydramon,
What?
it should have been illegal, right, Valhalla?
No, they should put a censorship. They put a censor bar on that sucker.
Bro,
That's the
the
type of
one time I
thing.
didn't want to pull alt art.
Hey, but money is money.
It
But
was
here's the thing.
$5, and no one had a
Hydramon
regular before a
is the
enemy.
thing
That
that
would freaking hurt me.
listen. Hydramon is the thing my father warned me about. With he said, be careful of when you see something like that on a person,
Amen.
and I know why. That would make anyone go zzz and walk
uh,
out,
uh,
pop out
yeah,
that window right over there.
freaking. Yeah, I don't disagree with Valhalla. I'm just not gonna say it.
They shouldn't have done. I can't read that.
Until I can get it on Spotify, you look up, see in the video, he's not wrong. And then if you want to look up the card, go look up the card. We're not gonna put the card in.
Safe
We
search
will
and
get demonetized, and we already don't
make
get
sure
money.
you're not.
So we want to make sure we can
After
get
you see
money
the
later
card,
on when you guys
go
look
to your
back
local
at
priest and burn yourself with holy water,
a lot of holy water.
for even Jesus will need your help.
We do not agree. We are not gooners here. All right. Okay. So this is how it's
Yeah,
looking at right now.
honestly,
I
pretty solid. R.I.P. D Brigade.
I would like to move A to S. I would like to move. I would like to move Shine to Jessamine to A tier. Leave Metal. Leave Blue Flare and Loom Lord into B tier. I would move up either Cross Arts and or Medusamon or both to B tier and leave Black War Greymon with Samurai Swords here. It's like every time I say the name, y'all can't think I'm saying
I know, but
Gagamon.
just imagine his tamer is just young Samurai Jack.
No, his tamer is literally
It
just a teenage girl whose brother was in a coma because because he got attacked by a computer virus when they were in the digital
He
world.
got eaten. Ah,
Yes,
dang it!
his
So
conscience got
that
eaten.
that's ruined the plot for the Digimon
Cyber
D&D
Sleuth.
campaign.
Digimon
Cool.
Cyber Sleuth.
Anyway,
Digimon Cyber Sleuth.
oh right,
First game.
dang it. Well, I
I
tried.
You're talking Digimon with the Digimon guy.
Yeah, and apparently I'm dressed like a Digimon character.
And a fake Grand Order character. Okay, so
All I need now is those earrings, and I'm all
okay,
set.
like I was saying, I think we can move. I think we can move Crosshair or Medusa up a tier. I think we can. I believe that A tier should be S tier. Shine Greymon to Jessamon to A tier. You can either
Mm.
but both either or both into B tier with Blue Flare and Bloom Lord, and then the rest is the rest.
Uh-oh.
What do you guys think?
I would debate on moving Gallantmon to S tier, but I
Why
can't
would
at the
you
moment. It
debate
seems I have to
moving Galmon to
go
S tier?
in 2 minutes.
Huh?
I have to go in 2 minutes. I have another thing I have to do,
Understood.
which apparently it's my fault. It's because I forgot to talk to this person yesterday, but I was playing another game. But that's a story for another time. So you're really fighting for this Machinedramon moving to S tier.
I'm fighting for all three to be moved to S tier.
So the current A tier is
S tier.
Machinedramon. So the current A tier is currently what? Machinedramon, Gallantmon, and who's the third guy?
Alter S.
Mm, you see, if we're going by the criteria, I'm just gonna grab the criteria again. Hello, Ozymandias from the chat. Would you say that Alter S is easy to learn?
Yes.
even though Alter S is a DNA Digivolution deck.
It is actually a warp Digivolution deck. It's
All
basically
right.
it's
Correct me
basically
for the
just
fifth time in
timing.
a row.
You have to learn what chambers you need to put on the field, but that's easier to learn. It's the same thing like Marcus. What time you want to put Marcus?
Even though Marcus is two tamers, but pop
Right.
off.
Are you gonna
Okay. Would you say that you can develop as you move as the more you play the deck?
yes.
Honestly, that last criteria is a response to every single deck here. If that's the case, just move everything up a tier.
Basically.
Because that last criteria just puts everything up one, and D Brigade can become C Brigade. And once we add this crest of friendship, it'll become B Brigade for Buddy.
I'm done with you. Okay. Okay, on it,
No, you're not.
we'll
I
decide.
got
Let's
one more
decide
minute.
right now.
I'm actually running out of
Do
time.
we move stuff around or do we keep it as it is?
Honestly, I can't agree on it being uh
You have to go soon. I want to make sure we get this opinion on you.
my opinion is if we're going by the 2 out of 3 rule, then everything should go up one tier. Maybe lower, maybe keep Black War Samurai in C, leave D Brigade, and just move everything up one, split the B tier in half, and leave them back there. And I say call
But
it day.
I think
That's only
Jesmon
if
definitely goes up to A
everything
tier.
the lat. I say it stays in B tier
Okay.
because again, it has all the parts it needs, but it's not as competitively strong as the stuff currently going. And the more you play it, the better you'll get, yes. But then you'll also realize that you need to find different parts and you need to find a different way to play it. Because you'll also be playing to.
So right now, everyone can agree on this. So uh, so you're
Cause,
only saying
uh,
Magnamon, Armor Rush, and Alter S here, Josh. Valhalla.
and maybe Shine.
He said no
Well,
to
actually,
Shine.
forget that. Shine and Jesmon should stay together in the same tier because they both have they
Obviously,
both
they
give
stay.
great
Now you're
stand
saying
points, but they
I.
each have one missing piece.
So we
That's all I'm thinking.
I can agree to do it like this, but I don't think Ga- Gaiomon goes up one. I think he stays in C.
Yeah, he stays.
Debre
Uh,
stays in here.
I say put Medusa to C until we see more stuff for it. Because it doesn't have a lot of parts for it at the moment.
What do you think,
And I will
Valhalla?
be keeping a close eye on it.
I think he's okay. We can I can go with that too. All right.
Which means Valhalla, I guess I really can't escape Caster. Caster
Okay.
Medusa.
So
I'm stuck with her.
honestly,
God dang it.
honestly, I think this is a good one. What do you guys think?
Heck, we could have even moved. Oh no, I had both. That's the worst part. I had almost all Medusas.
Honestly, I can.
I had Caster and I had
Right now
Rider.
until we can feel more confident with Medusamon, I can see stay in C.
Once I build Medusamon, the most deadliest petrification deck
I
ever.
I can't see. Here's the thing. I'm gonna have to agree. I think I'm gonna agree with Valhalla a little bit with, and then I'm gonna sit and since I'm gonna because with Shine stay in B, and then I understand because
Shine
if you
goes to
put
B.
Shine in
If
B, you
Shine
have to
goes up,
put
then Jess has to go up.
Jessamon in B because they're literally the same style of deck, just different
They both
stuff.
have. It's literally if Jessamon game had the same treatment as Shine, then Shine would go then Jessamon would go up in rank. Shine has a lot of good things going for it competitively. It's a toss up honestly, I say it's competitively strong.
It is. It's just the
Uh,
downside of it.
Easy to play is a bit of a heh,
It's easy to play. It's
and
just more. It's just more
you don't
learning
have a
what
lot of
markets to
automated
play.
support. That's the thing.
Huh?
It's good. It's competitive. You learn. You get better at it the more you play it, and it's competitively strong. But it does not have a lot going for it besides its little ABC pieces.
But
You
it's
can either
easy to
play
recover.
Shine Greymon Part A or Shine Greymon Part B. Part A has that board wiping control, and Part B is just straight up. I'm
Oh
gonna
no,
wipe
they
your
don't
field.
use
I'm
Part
gonna
B anymore. They
attack.
just use Part A. They just fucking board wipe the and call it a day, and then you get security attack +1.
Okay.
It's basically what you do nowadays.
All right. So hence why I'm gonna say we'll leave it at B. It's a good deck to play,
Completely understand. I completely
and
understand.
it has a solid running.
See,
Although the guy that played the
again, the only
strongest
thing that's
version of
that's
Nine Gray
kind
lost
of
to
getting on my
Nagao.
nerves right here.
Oh,
It is Blue Flare, but I
Blue
can't
Flare
argue
is
with
a
you
solid
guys. You
deck
guys
again.
getting
Does not need
really good
enough.
solid points on Blue Flare.
Anyway, talk to y'all later
Yep,
and see y'all next in the next podcast.
we'll be ending it here. And what is wait? What is your goal for the? What is the test for next week for us?
All right, because I'm not going to be around for a while, I'm going to say, because we went through a whole lot of Digimon themed stuff, uh, we'll each. I think we did this before, but I'm gonna confirm it. But uh, we're each gonna we're gonna look at it. We're gonna look at our friends here, and then we're gonna pick the most appropriate Digimon partner for them.
We done this in private, not in public.
I know, and here's the worst part. I'm gonna at the end of it, I'm gonna assign you guys the Digidestin roles. Who's
We
gonna be the
already
one
did
that we
that.
gotta get out of the darkness? And yeah, out not on podcast though. And the worst part
You
about it,
literally got us our freaking crests already.
yeah, we already have our crests, but we're gonna ignore that. Your
Hey,
crest means nothing to what your friend thinks the Digimon that suits you would be. For all I know, Valhalla might think I deserve Numamon.
why? No one thinks you deserve Numamon.
Mm.
Valhalla, you don't think
You
you
don't
deserve
know, it'd be
Numamon.
hilarious. Think about it. I'm dealing with a little slug dude 90% of the time. If I could make If I could work on Chaz, I could probably make Numamon the most respectable businessman ever.
I
Anyway,
honestly, I already
goodbye,
know what.
everybody.
I already said this, and I'll say it again. Dorumon is your Digimon, man. Dragon who looks freaking thing, but he's really just be like, dude, I'm just chilling here. I'm not a threat. You just think I'm a threat because y'all come over to me, and then and then you guys then corrupt me, making me Dex Dorumon. I said this. All right, ending the podcast here. Bye, everybody.